What's up, guys? Welcome to episode 26 of the Coffee Club podcast. We are experiencing some technical difficulties in getting this thing going, but we finally got it going, I think. So to that, we'll give a little. Yeah, let's go. Let's go. Get the crowd cheering.
Nice work.
But yeah, I think we're here. I think we're good. But yeah, we're having some difficulties because once again we're doing it over the internet because the boys are over in Europe. They're getting ready for World Indoors, as many of you would know. So we're just checking in with them, seeing what's up. I think at the end of this episode, we should have an interview with a couple of Drake boys and Adam Fogg and Mr. Isaac Basten. But for now, we're going to get into what's happening with the boys. So, guys, how's Europe? How's Munich going?
Munich is great. We can blame my George's piece of shit laptop on the technical difficulties, as opposed to Olli's very nice one. But apart from that, we've been having a great time. Running's been great. Munich's been a lot of fun, actually.
Munich's been good to us. That's definitely, like, the weather's been really nice here. We've been fortunate enough to use the Olympic facilities. So George and I have been hitting the track with Alicia, getting the tune up, getting the flight out of our legs. I almost didn't make the flight. Classic Olli moment. I forgot that the flight was booked for the 10th and I booked it for the 11th. So I wasn't on the flight until I literally changed it, and I lost my premium economy seat to pay an extra $500 to get an economy seat. So it was an expensive flight for me, but I made it. Good points though. Hashtag good for the sport with the good points.
Yeah, man. I think at this point you haven't had a trip without some form of, I don't want to say like major difficulties, but I guess there are all kind of like major difficulties. Like Milrose was relatively smooth. That one was pretty recoverable, but between the one in California last week or the week before that, and now the classic booking the flight on the wrong day, man, you're having a 2022 travel with Olli. And that's actually a thing it's always been a thing on our team, which is like try not to travel with Olli because I don't know why, has a reputation for like getting flights delayed and stuff. So canceled. If you're with him, it's always risky. I don't know why that always happens to you. That's kind of weird.
I'm nervous to travel with Olli.
It's always an adventure.
Hey, you're always having a good time, That's what it do, Yugi.
That's what it do.
Yeah, it's
but yeah, no, we got in pretty good. Like the apartment here, like Ritz has killed it with the Airbnb. It's lovely here. We have like a sauna and stuff. So it's not. I don't think it's been good though. Has Ritz used it like once?
The sauna's broken. That was a big letdown actually. It doesn't even get hot enough.
It's broken.
A relatively warm room.
That's a kick
in the dick. That's a hashtag kick in the dick. Not a heavy hitter, the sauna, but Munich's been beautiful. Shout out to Jordan for showing us around Munich a bit and been helping us with the English to, German language barrier that we have.
Donnelly is the ultimate.
That is a language barrier.
He's just like full energy all the time. Knows all the spots. Speaks German. Very convenient.
Very convenient.
And he's like useless foreigners.
He's been really helpful. The only thing that's helpful with George is his looks. We get a lot of turned heads on the streets.
Didn't you say
from the ladies?
That helps
we just got laughed at the other day?
Oh yeah,
and at a cafe or something. They were just
did.
Laughing at us for not speaking German.
So this actually rolls into a good point for just coffee related stuff. We actually visited a coffee roaster place called Man vs. Machine, and this place, Morgan, you would have loved it. I know Jason Ross would also love it. It's like a really cool, very like modern coffee shop, but it's got really cool designs, like what they've done with the coffee mugs, like the tables, the wallpaper, even the machine. Everything that they use there is really sick, and they made some dang good coffee.
Yeah, the artwork was sweet on the walls and like the mugs and everything.
We'll probably try to post some photos, and we might have a snippet of some reels coming out.
When you get some videos.
Yeah, some coffee reviews, and we also visited. Was it Mary's Coffee Club?
Oh yeah, the first place we went for lunch was called Mary's Coffee Club,
which was pretty sick.
Like the stars had aligned. It was kind of freaky.
Damn! Hopefully they don't sue us for stealing their name.
They got Mary at the front. It's fine. It'll be fine. But speaking on that, we went to a third coffee shop to actually get a sandwich, and they heard our non-German accent and English speaking.
Specifically, Dathan
was ordering with the boot on. very American. Hi, can I get
Dude, them Americans, man, they stand
can I
out.
get this sandwich? And the girls, and he was trying to pay with his American Express, but it was only, I think, push in. Like
You had to insert it.
you had to insert it, but it
Oh, you
said
had to
that in
insert the
German,
card.
and I think they were giggling. The girls behind him were giggling at that, and apparently the waitress said to Jordan in German that like it's really stressful trying to speak English to people that don't speak German, like English speakers.
Yeah.
And I asked Jordan what she said, and he said like, yeah, she was just stressed because she's not used to speaking to people that speak English. So, but yeah,
Yeah, I mean, it's a classic like English speaking thing to like go to someone else's country and just be like, yeah, I'm not even gonna like bother. Like,
dude, I feel so
even,
bad.
like trying their language. I'm just gonna hope that they speak English. But yeah, luckily Jordan is there. For anyone who doesn't know, Jordan Donnelly, he works for On. He's kind of like heads their Lightning team, which is like their product development team for like our spikes and our shoes, like performance, I guess everything. But he's like he used to work in Germany, and he's very enthusiastic, and he's like just a great guy to have around. So that's awesome. Is he with you guys for the whole trip?
No,
then?
he drove back to Zurich last night. Yeah, just last night. He came for the weekend with his wife.
Yeah,
Okay.
and then he'll head to Belgrade to watch us with Nicholas.
He is coming to Worlds though. But that actually reminded me of laughing at Americans. The best thing that's happened on this trip so far, or just the funniest, related to a slight language barrier. We went out for dinner the other night, a place recommended by Jordan, to this like it was like this classic old German pub place. What's it called?
Kaiser
Gardens.
Kaiser Gardens.
And we're going for a Wiener Schnitzel. That was like Ollie's favorite thing about Germany.
Of course.
And it was freaking delicious.
Fucking awesome.
And we had like a couple of German beers as well. And on Ollie's second round, after he ordered, it was like this. The waiter came over, this German guy, and Ollie looked up and was like, "Yeah, could I get a Radler?" And the guy was like, "What? Are you sure?"
Wait, what did you
A
order?
Radler, like that.
It's like a
German thing.
It's a German thing.
It's a lager and lemonade,
Yeah.
like mixed together. And the dude looked at him and was like,
Oh,
"Bro,
okay.
are you serious? Like you didn't need to speak German to know what this guy was talking about." But he was like, and then he looked at his watch and was like, "You sure? Like at this time of day?" It was just absolutely roasting Ollie for ordering a Radler at dinner time. It was great.
Is that like a daytime drink or
very
something?
daytime.
I think it is.
It's like it's more of a drink that people have during like the morning. So like a spritzer, like kind of drink. So he was roasting me pretty much because he
wasn't ordering a real beer.
I wasn't ordering a real beer, but I was trying to like also Dathan was next to me. I didn't want to like order a second like big
Big Stein.
Dude, those Germans like love their massive things. Like those are ridiculous. I don't know how they just love like those. What are they called? Those massive things.
Stein.
Apparently, it was it was like stone because they used to be made out of stone.
Well, Jordan gave us some good facts too.
Smash them together
about like clinking them. You're not supposed to clink them.
Wait, no, you are supposed to clink. You clink them really hard.
Yeah, you can clink them really hard,
and then the beer is supposed to like slop over into the other person's cup.
Yeah.
Oh,
so it means
beautiful.
Like I'm not poisoning you and you're not poisoning me.
Yeah. And then there's another thing with like the other thin glasses from the other beer. You only tap the bottom and you never hold it.
Yeah, with the Weiss beer.
The Weiss beer. The wheat beer that they have in Germany, you never hold the actual glass because it's so thin it would heat up your beer. So you just like when you hold it up to drink it or to cheers it, you always cheers at the bottom because it's so thin that it would actually break. So Jordan was giving us all these little insights. He's very good like that, Jordan. He loves a little facts and
that's quite the cultural education experience there. That's pretty cool to learn all that stuff. It's crazy when you like this. Every single country or even like different places in Europe just have like all their different like little things that you do or you don't do. It's like if you like cheers, if you like tap it to the table, or like when you drink like certain, even with coffee. Obviously, there's going to be a lot with like alcohol, but there's a lot of like rituals with coffee. I don't know how it is in Germany, but in a lot of countries, it's like you don't touch milk after midday, like after lunch.
In a big
so
way.
it is always cool to like.
Well, it's interesting because we were walking down the street, we're getting COVID tests for Belgrade, and the amount of people out there drinking coffee in the late afternoon was like a lot. You don't really see that in any other part of the world except for Europe.
The Europeans are always just like out on the street.
Out on the street, just sitting, having a beer, having a cigarette, or having a coffee or eating. Like it always looks like they're on vacation.
They know how to
exactly, and it makes me like Literally, I was walking back with George. I was like, dude, like I would definitely live in Europe because like everyone here just seems to enjoy life. They just like the very hedonistic approach that I like.
Yeah, and we were in the
Yeah.
airport Spritz this afternoon, and like the table next to us ordering like a bottle of champagne on like a Monday afternoon.
It was awesome. It was awesome.
Why not?
I swear, no one there does work. I don't think anyone in Europe like.
And then like
works,
Germany's one of the
real
biggest
jobs.
economic powerhouses in the world.
Yeah.
Like they work so like they still produce like GPDs feel pretty high. So
They're doing something right.
Somehow they find a way to get it done.
They're doing it the right way. And
That's
they're
impressive.
efficient. Listen to how efficient they are with COVID
But-
tests, Morgs. We did our COVID tests. Literally took us like
Yeah.
probably a couple minutes to get them done for the 4 of us. We get back to the apartment. They already had our test back. 9 minutes it took them. It said on the report like
Classic.
It's so efficient.
man.
That analyzed my test like 7 minutes after they'd taken it or something. That's what the email said.
classic Germany.
They get shit done over there.
That's ridiculous. But yeah, looking at the running, how's the running there? Because that's the one down. Like we're talking about all the positives of these European cities, whereas I often find like depending where you are, like the running can be pretty tough because there's such old cities or like cobblestones or whatever. Is there like nice places to run there? And
Yeah, it's unreal. You should look at the story I just posted. I biked with Alicia and Olli this morning because they had 8 to 10 miles and I had the day off kind of cross training, which I just did biking with them. Probably didn't really count, but it was a nice morning. And there's this park, like
Hey, we'll count it.
it's like maybe like a mile of running on the road down there. And it's this massive park called the English Gardens. And it's probably like a 8 to 10 mile loop. Like we haven't even been to the end of it, all on like crushed dirt trail.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's amazing.
I think it's where, now my history might not be great, but I think there was mention where the royal family used to have like their hunting grounds. Like this whole massive 10-mile just bit of land. And there's just rivers and stuff. And like they have all these beer gardens around the area. And in Germany, they don't have no like rules with open bottles. So you can walk, you see a lot of couples. We did see a lot of them walking there with open bottles of beer, just hanging out, drinking near the lake, jumping into the lake. Like there's no rules. You just have a good time and like everyone's very clean and cleans up after themselves. There's also a cool thing that because
that's a good point. I didn't see a single
bottle,
of rubbish.
But everyone's out there drinking with like open bottles, but no rubbish. They always recycle, which is why they get to do it. One thing, because I had been to Munich before, I showed Alicia and George on the run today. There's these guys that surf on this section of the river that actually like goes into like kind of a dam section, and it like builds up into a wave. So you see these guys, like a lot of tourists come around and take photos of these guys jumping in, and it's on George's story. So if you guys want to check that out,
it won't be by then.
It won't be there by then. Hopefully we'll have like some sort of like reel in the future where we can post on Coffee Club so people can see it. But it's like these guys are surfing in the river in Munich. It's pretty sick.
Damn. So like, are we like moving the group
Dude,
to Munich
yes,
or what?
100%.
What's
Well, the thing is,
status on that?
Europe just has all these things that like would be awesome. Like they have the indoor facility. They have a really nice outdoor track. They have great food here. You know,
the Olympic Park is in like incredible shape.
Yeah,
like it's the Olympics from
72,
like exactly 50 years ago, and everything is in like ship shape, freaking
pristine.
It looks amazing. Like there's an indoor track,
pristine,
a warm-up track, and the stadium within like just like 100 meters of each other, and like the pool and everything is in this park, and it's full of people. And
dude, Gus would love it too, man. Like there's so many freaking French bulldogs out there, so many dogs. There's a lot of dogs in Germany, particularly in this park. We saw like hundreds of different ones. Gus would have a field day. A lot of people he would just love to sniff, and yeah, I think it would be. Let's just move the group to Munich. Why not?
Yeah, dude, it's ticking all the boxes right now.
I mean, you want to be in Europe.
How's Ritz hanging in there? Yeah,
so just come over.
100%.
Yeah, that's a good summary.
I would love to be.
I'm kind of worried about leaving now. I don't know what Belgrade's going to be like.
We don't know because we're going to be in the hotel all the time, but we'll be interested to see what happens.
Yeah, what day do you guys fly into Serbia?
16th.
Yeah, Wednesday morning. Going back to the track one more time tomorrow afternoon for a last little tune-up, and then Wednesday morning head to Serbia. And Olli actually has one extra day before he races, and Alicia and I will race on Friday.
Yeah, so the races are Friday and Saturday. It's crazy how World Indoors is just like crept up like this. Like I remember us talking about this probably in like January or December on the podcast, and it was like seemed so far away. And now we're here, and you guys are freaking in Europe, ready to go. It's pretty awesome to see it happen.
Yeah, no,
No,
it's
it's
exciting.
it's
The fields came out like 2 days ago, so then it really started to feel pretty real. Seeing who else was in the field.
big fields for the men.
Yeah,
About
massive.
37 men for the 1500, 35 for the 3K. So for the 1500 and 3K, you'd probably have to have 2 to 3 heats
Yeah,
on a small bank 200 track, surely.
we don't even know, but
We don't know who's actually in the race because there's a few names there that I think are put in that are like 3 countries, 3 people from one country. But we'll see.
Okay, I was wondering if that's because they haven't decided their athletes yet, or if you won last time, do you get the wild card where you can have 3 people from your country in it?
Well, we did see on the 1500 list that El Puria was on the list, even though she finished third. So
yeah,
I don't know how that works.
I don't know that way. I think you can you can have someone entered and declare them like the day before. So if either Josette or Heather had an issue the day before, then Ella could run
to come in. She's like the first reserve.
But like there's 3 Ethiopians in the 3K because one of them
has
won the World Indoor Tour, so they get 3.
Mm-hmm.
I think that the list
that
will become more
makes sense.
finalized later. I think.
Yeah,
Who knows?
It's gonna be crazy racing like with those fields, like because at the world level, man, like people just go for it in those races, and like when you have heats and stuff on like the idea of heats, because you have heats in the 3K as well, George, right?
Friday and then final Sunday.
Yeah, like the idea of heats with just like how many good people are in it on the track and like how tactical those races are gonna be. That's gonna be like some extremely exciting racing. So
yeah.
I guess like, have you guys really like looked at like the fields and like analyzed them in any way, or like, is it kind of too early to do that?
I have. I have for sure.
All these crunched the numbers.
I crunch the numbers more or less, like looking at who's doing it, who's in shape, who's looking good. Obviously the big name.
And what did you find?
So obviously with the 3K, the Ethiopians look very strong.
You're crunching numbers for me as well.
Yeah, you're my teammate. You're my teammate. Of course I am. Yeah, I'm crunching numbers with the 3K. I think it's interesting because a lot of those times run were so far, like they're kind of a long time ago still. Like we think about December, right? January. They were a couple of months ago. So a lot of people haven't raced since then, and like that's their best time. So, but the Ethiopians are probably the only ones that I know will be like a massive threat. Mark Scott's going to be pretty good, I think. My boy George Beamish is going to be pretty good. So I think it's just going to matter on like obviously who turns up, but the heats will give you a good insight of it anyway. There's going to be the big names there that I think are just always going to turn up. Like in the 1500, Jakob is going to obviously be very, very hard to beat.
Yeah, is it confirmed that Jakob's
It is
racing
confirmed. He's on the list. Mikal, the Spanish guy, he's entered in both the 15 and the 3K. So that'll be interesting to see if he does both, because he has to do a heat and a final for both if he does make through both.
That'd be a crazy double.
Because that's 4 races.
It's only so. Is it a 3-day meet? Is that correct? It's Friday.
He'd have to do 4 races in 3 days. Yeah. So I don't know if he's declared for both and he'll pick one, but we should see what happens. 1500 is pretty.
Yeah, I would guess he's probably going to pick one.
Yeah, I would guess he'd pick. I don't. He ran a 7:33K.
I feel like he should pick the 3K.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want him to.
No, but like, I think he would be probably looking at the 3K. With the 1500 though, man, like there's the range of 330 PRs to 339 to 340. So, but a lot of these athletes have run quicker outdoors. So it's just don't know what's going to happen. I just know, recognize a lot of names from the Olympics, which has been nice because then I kind of know, who's done that, who's been around, who's racing well and who has been racing well last year. So I'm just, I think we're going in pretty good. I'm pretty confident that Alicia, me and George are going to have a good one. And I'm excited for it because I think indoors is just such a fun event, like to be on a small track with and there's going to be a crowd there. So yeah, just get the adrenaline going.
They're not going to like Olli much though.
No, they're not going to like me at all.
I reckon they're going to be booing Olli as soon as they call out anyone from Australia after what the Aussies did to Novak. They're just going to be booing Olli on the line.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
They're not going to let me in the country.
Ollie's just going to be put in quarantine for no reason. They're just going to say actually, we got some more information on your COVID test. You got to go into this quarantine.
You've had too many vaccines?
Yeah, you're over-vaxxed, therefore you have COVID. Overvaxxed.
That would be hilarious if they pulled that. Speaking of that type of stuff, is it true that Stuart McSwain isn't racing
Yeah.
anymore?
Yeah, I never saw anything, but you guys confirmed it to
The
me.
source was
I heard he got
Gregory
sick.
Hoare was the source. I
Greg
heard.
Hall was my dad was a freaking source. He never told me
That's
that.
what I heard.
Well, yeah,
Well, my mom told me that he had been sick or something as well. So our parents are in Australia on the ground getting
dude,
the information to us. I
they're
guess.
just hungry for the
Did
truth.
he leave though? Like, did he get to London?
No,
Was he
no, I
injured?
didn't see. I haven't seen anything from
Or did
Stewie.
he not even? He actually stayed
I haven't seen anything from Stewie, so I don't know.
off the grid.
Off the grid.
Because I heard that there was a 5K race like a week ago or something, and he did it, but I don't know if he like died or he just like pulled out with like a couple laps to go or a lap to go. I'm sure our Australian listeners will probably know more about it than we do. But yeah, and apparently he was like sick. So
Well,
that was
that
the
freaking
reason.
sucks. Is he on the list?
He's not on the list.
Well,
Neither
then
is Hamish Carson, the other New Zealander, was supposed to be running the 3K as well. He unfortunately got COVID at the start of the week, so he's also
really
that's a bummer.
And he's the one that you said has been stuck in Europe, the whole time.
He got like stuck in.
Oh my god, that's
in
tragic.
all winter. Yeah,
it's tough because like that sickness just knocks you out and you're out for a long time.
No updates on my 2XU gear either.
No
We're
updates
give
on
the rundown after
you haven't got your team gear
Olli's
yet?
gear last week. No, I haven't got anything. So
we did see a high jump meet from New Zealand with the coach. They had some 2XU gear on.
I didn't really look at it.
It looked solid. No Puma, but it looked solid.
George looked good. Don't worry,
George would look good in anything. Let's be real.
Yeah. So, man, that's going to be exciting. I honestly have no idea right now how to watch it here in the US. It's like with that stuff, you just never know. Like I normally just go on like, I think it's watchathletics.com and they like have like some like legal/illegal streams to it. But I'm sure like there is like a way. I'm sure some company has bought the rights to it and will be showing it. Just don't know who that is. But definitely watching NCAA Indoors last week got me pretty hyped for Worlds because that was like just like seeing some like real championship racing again and like at a high level was awesome to see. I wasn't even sure. Like, did you guys get to watch NCAA Indoors or was it too hard?
It was too hard. It was literally like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. But we'd just try and wake up and like find the YouTube link without looking at the results.
So like after the first day, we literally got up all jet lagged and we just put on the iPad and just watched everything, like all the highlights of everything. So we kind of got to watch it in like a kind of highlighted way without getting spoiled. And the second day we did the same thing. So what's your takeaway from it, Morgs?
Man, it was just sick racing. Like as we said in the preview, we knew like with the quality of everyone, like all the races were going to be pretty stacked, and it was like some surprises. I mean, there's always like some surprises, and then like some like results that you expect. Obviously, like the biggest guy, not to freaking give NAU another shout out, but like Abdi was just like on fire. I didn't expect him to be like on that much of a level above everyone else, considering how good everyone else is, but he really showed that in a championship setting, he's like at another level right now. You know what I mean? Like I'm sure you guys watched the finishes of both those races where he was able to like just take both of them at a point, whether I think it was a little earlier in the 5K, I think it was more like a K to go, a little later in the 3K, and once he got to the front, he just did not let anyone pass him. And like that's how you race indoors and how you win indoors races. And he just like executed it so well.
Yeah,
so.
It was textbook. All three means distance races actually were just won by whoever was at the front with like quite a few laps to go.
Yeah,
very really textbook indoor racing, I would say.
Yeah,
textbook George.
It was good to watch.
Yeah. The what was super exciting to watch for us. So the 5K was really cool, but the DMR was pretty sweet because we had Wisconsin. Wisconsin were leading at the 1200, the 400, and actually I don't know if we were leading at the 400. I think we were, but we were leading at the end of the 800. So at the start of the mile leg, we had been leading the whole time, and it was still like decently close. So fellow Australian Jackson Sharp got the baton with for the mile leg, and like you knew like so Yared Nagoose got it like not that far behind him. So it was like, all right, Yared's gonna like be able to catch him. And then especially like they went out slow. Like I think it was like a 205 first 800 for them. So they weren't like trying to run away from anyone. So like everyone was able to kind of get back in touch with them. But then it was crazy to see how like well that Texas kid finished, and then Yared, like who you would have obviously thought would pull a classic Yared move and just like find a way to win. Like he kind of just got like run away from,
Yeah. Did that Texas
So that was a
kid,
bit of a
did he
surprise.
run the mile prelims right before that? Was that
I don't
Creighton
think he did. I don't think
Carrozza?
I don't know.
Yeah, so he was on the 800 leg or the 1200 leg for them. He
Oh,
wasn't the
yeah,
one
yeah,
that was
yeah,
on the
you're
mile
right,
leg,
actually.
and he did run the mile prelims though. So Texas have a very good mid distance program right now, like kind of like low key, like just coming
really
out
good.
of. I'm not gonna say like coming out of nowhere,
And they also
but
won the team title, right?
They did win the team title. First time in the program's
yeah,
history.
I mean they scored points in the 800. Like they like crushed.
They had a very good
so
meet.
Good for Texas, I
Yeah.
guess.
Yeah, I think the biggest shock for us was obviously Yared's performance in the 3K. Because you'd think like the person that would challenge Abdi Hamid the most would be Yared. 738 PR and closed
Yeah, I would
really
have said
well.
Yard was the favorite. I would have definitely
Yeah.
said Yard was the
But
favorite.
it sounded like we heard rumor that he's a bit banged up after that fall from the DMR. So we don't know how banged up because he can actually race,
Oh, really?
obviously. So we don't know how much it's affected him, but we've been told that he was banged up leading into it. We don't know how severe
Word on
that
the
is,
street.
but I mean, yeah, it wasn't Yared's meet.
Yeah, just you go into the championship racing and like nothing is guaranteed.
No, nothing's given to you. And I tell you what, those both like all men and women were very exciting races to watch. Even the women's mile, like the girl from Colorado, literally 60-second last quarter, pretty like just ran away from
The
it.
way she won that was so cool. Like the move she made, it was similar to the women's 3K had a similar move where these people made moves like earlier than, I'm not gonna say earlier than you would think, but they just made these dramatic moves and like they were just able to run away with it and then hold them off. Because in both times, like the people behind them were really good. Like Caitlin Tui getting second in both the 3K and the 5K was so cool. But like in the 3K, she was like coming for it. But like this girl from, I don't know her name, but from Oklahoma State who won it, like she made this fat move with a K to go and they just couldn't catch her. And then yeah, same thing in the mile. She like with 400 to go just opened up such a big gap, and it was pretty epic. Like it definitely made for very entertaining races.
And I heard
that was pretty cool to see.
I heard ESPN did a shocking job of showing it. When Ollie textbook Ollie going to Twitter, I went to social media, as I do, and I tell you what, the people were pissed off about ESPN's coverage. A lot of problems, a lot of cutouts
for like the distance races.
No, for everything. A lot of problems, a lot of cutouts. They weren't showing throw finals.
Actually, yeah, I forgot about this, but like it kept the coverage kept like I think there was at least one time where there was like technical difficulties and the whole coverage just cut to nothing.
There was a lot of problems. Literally, they had apparently 3 commercial breaks in a 3K.
Really?
Yeah, and then there's a statistic like the guy tweeted about it, and it's a good point to bring up because our sport really like needs some taking a light. They showed a non-ad coverage of the draw for March Madness. It was like 3 hours of just no sport, just showing the draws of people drawing like the teams and who they're playing against. No ads. Full coverage of that for ESPN, but then they'll show 3 ads for women's 3K. Like unbelievably, like just ridiculous.
You're gonna have to give David Melly credit for that tweet because I'm pretty sure.
I think I'm referencing him. I'm referencing someone. I just like I remember seeing that and I just thought that's like just such a low point for our sport that ESPN will think, you know what? No one wants to watch this race. Why would they tune in to watch this race? We'll just put 3-hour commercials here about, I don't know.
Yeah, it is ridiculous. But the men's mile race was very exciting because like in my head, I'm just like, okay, every race is quick now. That's like how they run them. But this race was not quick. I believe they went through 800 and about 210, and I think 1200 was even 312 maybe.
No, I think it was. I think even like 314.
They didn't. They honestly did not go. They did not
314.
go until 200 to go. They did not do the gear.
Yeah, that's the thing. They didn't even kick with 400 to go. They kicked with 200 to go, and it's just like so many talented guys. So,
which is like,
I mean, credit to Mario for getting the
Mario
win,
holding that position is pretty hard.
race.
Like pretty good to do.
Leading every single lap of a mile, that takes some balls.
It does take some balls, but I just couldn't get over that. These guys have run so many indoor races, indoor miles. you know for a fact that you have to like at least make a move or pass somebody before like near 200. Because like when you hit 200 to go and you're going that slow, if a guy like Mario is in front of you, you're not beating him because he's going to be able to kick down and he's going to hold the line. Like these guys didn't challenge him. It didn't seem like they challenged him. Like John Davis from Illinois, look, he was too worried about who was behind him and moving around to keep Reed Brown out of the way than to make any move on Mario. It seemed like
seven guys closing in 25.
It just shows you the talent.
That must be like the most ever.
It shows you the talent, but like
incredible.
That's the thing is the winner's going to be the guy that's like got the best position, and the best position was Mario. Even though everyone else can close in 25, he can do it too.
There's been races like that before, like even in like the outdoor 1500 when they go slow. I remember one year, the year that Chad Noel won, I think there was like the top 8 guys closed in like 50. Like when it's slow, you can rely on all those top milers to be able to close in those times. So it's like, especially on an indoor track, it's just going to make for some chaotic racing. And yeah, as we've already said in the show, on an indoor track, being in front with 200 to go or 400 to go can be a pretty big advantage because it is so hard to pass. And I think that's what we also saw in the 3K, which Abdi also won. Did you guys get to watch like the last few laps of that, like where Lalo, our boy Lalo, was like trying to pass him, and he kept trying to make moves to pass him with 400 to go, and Abdi was able to just respond to every move. And I mean, it was awesome to see Lalo because I mean he's a friend of ours, and it's awesome to see someone go for a win. But then you look at a race like that and you're like, well, if he raced for second, he probably could have like secured a second place, but he tried to make all these moves for the win. And then I think he ended up in 4th. I want to say or 5th. So still a great result at nationals, but it was some cool racing. And Olin Hacker came through. Actually, Olin came.
Olin did come fourth.
Olin was 4th. Yeah,
great close by our boy Olin. Great close.
Olin had the fastest both second last and last laps, but he was pretty far back. I rewatched it and I forgot how far back he was. He passed a lot of people.
Yeah, if he was a little more in touch with the leaders in the last
probably could have been
really interesting. Yeah. He was obviously feeling good with 400 to go. That's a
textbook George. Textbook fucking George. Olin's been watching George's.
Textbook George.
Textbook George.
So all I'm saying is watch out for outdoors. I think now that Olin has the confidence of like a top 5 finish, then your next like frame of mind is like just racing like you're gonna win, because that's how Abdi raced both those races. He raced like he was gonna win.
He raced
with like once he went to the front, he's like, no one is passing me.
Straight out of Mike Smith's playbook. All Smith says during indoors
is go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep.
Second to that one is just defend the straights. That's what you need to do.
No.
That's literally what he was doing. Like you could see him just exactly like executing that so well. Like it was pretty cool to see. But
indoors is so fun to watch.
Yeah, man.
It is fun to watch.
It is. So I think Abdi must be in crazy shape. It's gonna be interesting to see what times he can put down in outdoors, because I guess he didn't really try chase times during the indoor season. Like he obviously ran really quick to qualify for nationals, but he didn't try run like world champs qualifiers or anything. Did he?
Not really. And like he could have gone to Boston and run a 3K, but like he just went to Husky and like won the invite section, looking like he probably could have run a lot faster. I mean, going to Boston in December, that was probably chasing the time. But what's interesting as well is that like winning the 3K and 5K in indoors, and then like his event is like the 10K really. Well, maybe not anymore. Last year it was, but I mean,
I'm sure he'll still put down a freaking fat 10K time. It's gonna be cool to see. I mean, I don't want to like talk negatively about anyone, but man, what happened to Kiptu? He was like,
it's the gloves, man. It's too hot.
Yeah, I think he shed the gloves in the 3K, I think.
I mean, I think to be honest, like, and again, I don't want to be a dickhead, but it doesn't seem like he competed. Like, it just seemed like he tried to do the same thing he was doing last year, but that's not going to work because these guys are fit, they're running fast times, and they're not scared of anyone. Like, no one's scared of anyone. No one's even scared of Abdi. Like, no one's scared of anyone. And that's why racing right now in the NCAA is so sick, because they're just going after it. Whereas, like, with Kiptu, he's getting threatened, and I think he's just like just not competing. Doesn't look like he's competing for like anything.
Yeah.
But that's just my view of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. This
I want to give a shout out to to Kai Robinson,
Oh,
second
yes,
place in the
Aussie
5K. I'm gonna call him Australia's answer to Nico Young because he beat Nico in that race, and they're both born in 2002, which is crazy to
That is
think about
wild.
how young they are. Like, I hate thinking about how young they are because it's scary. Like, Kai's going to be competing for world champs like this year potentially. If not this year, then definitely like next year, but
Isn't
probably
he a
this year.
steeple?
That guy's born in he. That's well, see, he is, but I doubt he runs the steeple now that he's running so quick on the flat ground. Like I don't know if you're coming second in the NCAA 5K right now, then you're probably like if you're like thinking like 13:10 or something in that ballpark. So I'm sure he's gonna
He looks
go on the
incredible.
fine. Maybe he will continue to run this.
I was like with like
So-
800 to go when it was kind of like 4 of them, and I was watching with Ollie. I was like, dude, guess who that? Like, look who that is. And he's like, I don't know. I was like, yo, that's Kai Robinson. That's
I thought it was
Australian
Charlie
guy.
Hicks for a bit, and I'm like,
Yeah.
holy shit, that's Kai
Ollie
Robinson.
was like, holy
But Kai's
shit.
running like this. He's like tucked in like this with his arms, just like really near his chest.
It's very distinctive.
Very
form.
distinctive form. So you could be able to
It's
picture
funny,
him.
he kind of closed on Abdi Ahmed. Abdi Ahmed, his last lap was basically like a celebration lap, but he definitely had to like.
He was looking back. He was doing the classic like look back so he could run as slow as he like could possibly.
He was really milking that last like 100. But like he had a big enough gap. That dude has the best story like in the NCAA right now. Like his like
we're gonna have to get more into it at some point.
I'd love to have him on. So like
it is crazy that he's a freaking sophomore. You know, his eligibility is a sophomore. Isn't that silly?
That is just silly. Not sophomore age.
Yeah.
I mean, younger than us. Maybe a year or two younger than us. I don't know. It doesn't even matter.
It doesn't matter. COVID
at this
years.
point. If you're winning both events, like who cares how old you are?
Yeah.
He's good as hell.
Well, everyone's old as well. Like literally everyone is old. That's the
Morgan
thing.
Beadlescombe old.
Like I mean, there's really good young guys, but they're all old. So yeah, Kai Robinson, Australia's answer to Nico Young. That's
Morgan's quote. That's Morgan's quote on the hashtag heavy hitters.
Yeah, you're saying is Kai Robinson a heavy hitter?
Oh, 100% he's a heavy hitter, man. If you're 20 years old and you're running like he is, that's
heavy hitter status right there. You heard it here, folks.
That's big news for Kai.
Yeah, Kai's going to be big about that. He's going to be happy about that.
I think he probably already knows, but I would love to meet him, chat with him, get him on the pod eventually. We'll see. But unfortunately, I kind of have to go soon, but is there anything else we need to cover today with the boys?
Good question. George did a classic move this afternoon that I want to make sure that's given to the public.
Oh my god!
He had a nice drink, and I think he maybe enjoyed that drink too much and left his jumper. His beautiful on hoodie. He did pull in Alicia. He left his beautiful on hoodie at the place where the restaurant or the place we were at. I was outside, so we went back and we walked back, and then we had to talk to these two young ladies who were German, and they spoke nice English, and they said, "Oh, the waitress took it." We were waiting there for like literally 15 minutes, and the waitress was like, "Oh, I'll get it. We'll get it for you. We'll get it for you." Just never got it, and then we just sitting there waiting, and then all of a sudden, like just rotating of girls kept coming back and forth, and then eventually a guy came in and grabbed it and got it. And I told George that I'm pretty sure they kept him waiting because they just wanted to keep looking at him. All the waitresses up here. They just want to keep looking at George, which is fair. So enough. I think that was
leaving that behind was not textbook George.
That's not textbook George at all. That's usually like me or Alicia. We leave shit behind, but
Alicia left her phone at a cafe. Like
yeah, she did.
I had to walk like the length of Munich to get it.
It was pretty funny. So far, the only thing I've done is not flown the right day, but yeah, that's it for us.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like you guys are having a great time. Based on the Instagram, it looks like you guys are having a good time. Everyone, I'm playing Elden Ring. I'm grinding.
What level are you?
That's where you can catch me most of the time. I want to say I'm like level 40.
Dude, you're grinding.
I'm still kind of like
you're grinding, bro. I'm 70.
So
level 73. Have you beat Godric yet? You beating Godric?
Hell
yeah, brother.
Ollie was so sad that he didn't beat him in one go because he wanted to be able to tell Snyder that he beat this guy in one go.
Oh well, Ollie's just freaking so overpowered. How did you not beat him in
one
go?
Dude, no, I got back into a corner and then I didn't heal myself with my flask.
Oh my god. Dude, I don't even know how you enjoy games like that. You're clearly going to be so much
more I'm not really. Like this game, literally, you can die. You can be level 100 and just die from some random thing that comes and kills you. That's why this game's so good.
Takes some skill, I guess. But yeah, for anyone who's listening, make sure you tune into freaking World Indoors and support the boys. This is a huge race, even though it doesn't unfortunately get like the coverage that it probably should here in the US. Like this is an amazing race and a big opportunity for these boys. They're aiming for the top at this point, so it's gonna be very
Good for
very
Coffee
cool
Club
to see.
stock.
So good luck,
Thanks,
boys.
Mog.
All right, so we're back. I'm here today with a couple of Drake boys. How you doing, boys?
Yeah, good. It's good to be here.
Yeah, doing good.
Yeah, I should say who you are so people know what your voices are. I always just assume that people are watching the YouTube video. I forget that like podcasts are actually mostly like audio because I just come from like a YouTube background, I guess. But do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I can. Yeah. I'm Adam Fogg,
What do people know you as though?
the Fog Dog. Yeah,
Fog Dog.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
If you're on YouTube right now, I'll give you a wave. If you're on Spotify or whatever, hello. But yeah, no, it's good to be here. I'm probably in my final year at Drake. I was born in England, grew up in Australia. Like chicken boy here.
Exactly.
Not born in England though, but yeah, no, it's good to be here.
Hell yeah. Yeah, no, it's awesome hearing Isaac.
Yeah, I'm Isaac Basten. I'm a junior at Drake. This probably won't be my last year, but you just never really know what's going on. So
Yeah, who knows? Maybe you run like 3:30 and go pro.
that's the dream.
I wouldn't put it past him,
Ideally.
honestly.
Yeah. Well, I feel like, because I didn't realize, Isaac, you were so young. Like, you're actually young because we live in a time now where, like, so many of the NCAA people are so old. And I'm like kind of a casual fan. I don't follow the sport that well at the NCAA level because it's just, like, too much to follow. So I don't really know that much about you. Obviously, I know a bit about Fog Dog just because of, like, YouTube and stuff and
Yeah.
Australia and all that. But I will say the first time I saw you was, like, I guess I like knew who you were as a runner was during cross country, and you know why, right?
Yeah,
It's because of the spin.
Yeah. Oh man.
What race was that? Conference,
Yeah.
The Missouri Valley Conference,
which is like kind of a big deal.
No. But
I mean,
we turned it into one.
Yeah, dude, that actually
Yeah.
probably like I think a lot of people probably saw that, right?
Yeah.
It was kind of cool. Like, I woke up the next morning and that video, I'd been tagged on Instagram, like Runners Space, USTF, CCCA or whatever, had both reposted it. It'd gone like pretty viral on Twitter. I think all up, like that one video across all platforms and all like the companies who shared it, it got like 300,000 or 400,000 views.
Jeez, damn.
And like a lot of people on Let's Run were like, these guys are absolute dickheads. Like,
Oh, you guys copped a lot of shit for that?
yeah.
Oh yeah,
I
of
guess.
course. But I only had like 1,500 Instagram followers at the time, and my post from that meet got 2,000 likes by itself.
because he bought
That's
them.
impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
$20 a pop.
Yeah.
Hey, it's worth it though. Gotta grow that following. But damn, that was like, because that was funny. That stuff was just fun to see because our sport is normally just like so boring, kind of. I don't know.
Yeah.
So, but what was like the story behind it?
Yeah, so a lot of people like on Let's Run, they were kind of like, obviously we went 1-2, but why are we celebrating that? Like, we should be going 1-2 at a conference meet like that, just because it's an all right conference and there are a few decent teams with a few decent individuals, but on kind of a, I guess, like comparing us to other people in the conference, we should have been number 1 and number 2, but we were really kind of, that meet had been hyped up for the last few years as like Drake's going to win conference this year, and it hadn't happened since 1999, I think. So we were 1-2 and we knew that our teammate was in number 3 behind us.
Okay.
And so obviously it looks like we're kind of just celebrating going
Yeah.
1-2. He actually beat me over the line.
Really?
Let's
Nice.
go.
He got the win. Yeah.
Conference champ right here.
Yeah. Missouri Valley Athlete of the Year. But
Yeah, no big deal.
yeah.
Put that on the resume.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, sign him up. But yeah, no. So we really were like celebrating the team win because
Yeah.
even though it kind of looks like we might not have known, you can literally see our teammate running over the hill in the background as he's like celebrating as well.
Yeah.
So you guys
We went-
did get the win?
No.
Oh,
No, imagine. Yeah, we did.
yeah. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Oh,
I was
man.
like, you guys are 1, 2, 3.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 34,
Yeah, you'd
60.
be pretty pissed at a couple of runners on your team out.
I think we
Yeah.
were 1, 2, 3, 6, 8.
Yeah, we were.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys crushed.
So
But,
nearly perfect.
Like to make that like seem more like it wasn't like it was kind of expected. was like the last 2 years before that season, we had been, I wouldn't say like the unanimous favorites to win, but we were like considered one of 2 teams who should probably win this meet.
Yeah.
And both times we showed up and laid an egg. So like actually getting the win like
big.
this year was
Yeah.
finally like kind of a big deal just for like our program.
Yeah, I get that. Like the thing, I think if you haven't been a part of it, it's a little hard to relate to how special like a conference cross country meet is from a team perspective. But I mean, I'm sure it's the same for nationals if you go to like a school like NAU where they're like actually winning national titles.
Yeah.
But if
Yeah.
you don't go to one of those schools, conference is such a big deal because that's how it was at Wisconsin as well. Like I don't think I've had like even winning NCAAs individually like wasn't as emotional as winning a conference team title was in 2016 after we hadn't won the year before and we, like things have been bad. So I definitely get how when you get in that spot, it's like it's actually emotional. Like you just something that you really care about, and like especially coming from Australia, like I didn't think I would give a fuck about that. Like that's how the sport
the kind of team aspect of cross country.
Yeah.
It's so different.
It's kind of crazy like how fast though like you begin to care about it. Like it's
Like-
almost like it's a team wide thing.
Yeah, I mean, you're just like these are the people that you're with like literally every day. Like if you think about how much time you spend with your teammates and how much you go through together,
It's
like,
huge.
Yeah.
It definitely makes you just really care, and
Yeah.
it's a cool part of the sport, which I obviously wish like existed in the pro world, but
Yeah.
Just
just
really
doesn't.
Yeah.
Just doesn't.
Yeah.
So
They do technically have it, don't they? Like USA.
yeah,
Club
there
and-
is US club cross, but
Yeah.
no one really cares about it. It's not like you're gonna get like Bauman showing up to that or anything, unfortunately.
Yeah, we don't
So,
get them.
showing
really
up to
anywhere.
much.
Yeah.
It almost seems like instead of cross, you guys just have like a road race season.
Yeah.
Like
Do you even do that though? Like,
Yeah.
nah.
Well,
Yeah.
it's
do
just
that.
like as a pro, it's like it's like there's world champs or Olympics on the like outdoors, and everything else is so secondary to that. So like anything that's gonna like doing all those other races are so nice to be able to do, but if it doesn't like serve the purpose of like having you perform your best at those big championships, then it's just like you just probably won't do it.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, and it definitely takes away from the fun of it a bit, but it's just like the way the sport exists now.
Yeah.
But I mean, you guys are still in the college system, which is very different, has a lot of cool races, and you guys just came off NCAA Indoors, which we've talked about it a bunch like the last few weeks, just how crazy everything has been, and like you guys are actually part of that now. So how is it being on the on the inside where everyone's like, so Fog Dog here was your time was 3:56, no?
3:56.6, yeah.
And that was 26 in the country.
It's mad. When I ran it, it went number 6, so I was like, I'm locked in. I ran it like a week before the end of January. So at the time, going number 6 with that, I was like, even a couple of people in front of me, they'll scratch. Like I'll go in top 5 probably.
Yeah, you're like, sweet, I ticked that box.
Yeah, completely. Like I remember after that, I was like, okay, now I'm kind of chilling. Like I ran a 3K a couple of weeks after that to try and get a qualifier in that as well, and ran 7:51, which ended up being like 37th or something. Which
7:51 would have qualified like 3 years ago. I'm
yeah,
pretty sure.
It's just unbelievable. But it was funny because like the Music City mile race where a lot of guys ran pretty quick was happening right while my 3K was on. And I finished my 3K, and Jay, our coach, kind of walked up to me like, oh, well done. And then he just looked down at his phone and he was like, oh my God. And I knew instantly like what he was looking at. 8 guys ran quicker than me. So that moved me down to I was already down to number 10 by that point, but then I moved down to number 18.
Just one race.
One race, number 10 to number 18. But
that was nuts. And then that weekend, you finished that weekend 21 because there were 3 other guys from other races that also ran below.
Crazy. But
when did you get your time, Isaac?
I got mine
The
at
week
the Arkansas
after.
qualifier. So the week after that Music City meet. I had a race the next day while the Music City meet was going on. I was at dinner, and this guy texted me the results because I didn't even know what was going on that night.
Dude, it's the worst when you get like when something that like that happens in the sport and like you're not even like thinking about it, and then like it pops up on your phone.
Yeah.
It's just like such a bummer, man. It's just like, oh, come on.
Yeah. I'm sitting at dinner with my dad, like just like having a good time, look at my phone, and I'm like, now I have to run 3:56 tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like I was going in with the goal like, oh, 3:57, I'll be all right. And like, it doesn't sound like it's a lot different, but every second is crazy.
These are fast times, yeah.
And I was So I was panicking, and I think that made me choke the next day that was the Tyson Invitational. I ran 407.
406. I ran
406.
407 in Melrose.
Oh,
I got tripped.
selling myself short.
That's my excuse. I fell down and still nearly got
Yeah,
you.
what happened in that race to you?
Well, so there was a pacer that went out it was the 2:30 through the K.
You were even slower, I think.
Yeah.
We were watching it just like,
so
this
you
is
went-
not
you went on it.
Yeah.
It was ridiculous, but I don't like leading. I hate leading, like with a passion. And I was in third place because there was somebody else that was supposed to be tucked behind the pacer, but the pacer like dropped the entire field by like 3 seconds. So then when the pacer
So
dropped,
bad.
I looked at the clock and I started panicking. So I just sprinted the next lap, and then
Yeah, that's a recipe for disaster.
completely died.
I can tell just by how you're talking and watching you race at NCAAs that you are just like a racer. Like you like to race people rather than like the clock.
Yeah.
And that's how I am as well. So whenever you see a time and then you react to it and you freak out, it's like there's no coming back from that really.
Especially indoors, because like outdoors, like 48 make it, so it's like not super challenging to make it to outdoor, at least
To
regionals.
Yeah.
But indoors, like only 16 guys in the nation, like you're looking at every time and you're panicking.
Yeah.
Pretty much the entire season.
I
Yeah.
bet.
So with that, you were at 358 high. I'd run 356.6, and I was down to like number 23 or 24 by that point. So the week after he ran his 406, I ran my 3K. The week after that, we went back to Arkansas. Like, we need to get a time.
Yeah.
And that's where it came together for you.
Yep. I ran 356.1 in that race, and that put me right at 16, and that bumped Fogg even further down.
Yeah. Honestly, that was tough for me because I went there and the pacer was like, we're going 226 through the true K, like 227 high through 1009. I tucked in behind the pacer. I said to the boys, like, I'm happy to like tuck in behind, and then when he drops out, I'll try and keep it going, just so that it essentially every race this season was a time trial, pretty much like all over the country. Like, and I was happy to be the one to tuck in and try and keep it going, just so people aren't, like jostling, and just get in a line and just run hard. We need a time at the end of the day. So it was tough for me because I ended up running 357.2. When the pacer dropped out, I really tried to pick it up. We were 229.9 through 1009.
Oh,
so I was like,
you did have to close.
I've got work to do.
He closed hard.
He closed so hard.
And I was in dead last at the K, and then
as you always are.
Yeah, I was gonna
like,
say, you like last place because even in the heats at NCAAs, you were in last place. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
I came through.
For some reason, like, even though you're not running that much slower because everyone's pretty close, for some reason for me, I think it's a mental thing, but being in last place makes me feel like what I'm doing is so easy. And then like it makes me feel like I have so much energy. And then like,
and I'm just up there grinding away, and you come
just
through.
leading the train.
Yeah. But it's the way it goes. Like, we got after it. It worked out well for you. Like, but all I got from that was like another solid run. Like, I ran 357.2, but came third, and the two ahead of me bumped me down 2 more spots. So,
no. Yeah,
and
that
I
is
lost my
brutal.
school record as well.
Oh
so,
man, that sucks.
yeah.
Yeah, you're a good man for taking that race out there. And you must have I don't know, you must have been very thankful, appreciative.
Very much so.
It worked out.
Yeah, we had a few talks afterwards, but like just to make sure we're good. Cause we're like,
100%.
We've like, I mean, that's just kind of what it's been at Drake. Like, we've both been like bumping each other back, beating each other like left and right.
It's a great thing to have going on with one of your teammates.
Yeah.
I mean, I asked you guys what the school record was before you guys got there, and it wasn't even sub 4.
No,
and then you guys
401,
are 356 making nationals. So you guys are changing it there. Like, that's pretty sweet to see.
Yeah. No, it's come along pretty well. But it's funny because like with that, obviously I was then stressing. Like, you were pretty locked in for nationals after that, but I was like, I need to be there, but like I still haven't got a time. So literally every week it was like we were pushing our coach. Well, you were kind of chilling, but I was like, I need to run quick. Like, I need to. So it was like right at the end of the season, we were coming up to conference, and I was like, I need to chase the time. And then literally on our way to the conference prelims, Reed Brown and Jackie Arian were running in Boston. And I was like, oh my God, like this is going as bad.
That's so annoying that they get to do that, like conference week, and they get to go to Boston. And run that.
I mean, they ran well. But Yeah, so we got through our mile prelims, separate prelims. It was like 4:15 and 4:13. Like we both got through.
Really tough run.
And then he paced me the next day through a K.
I got through K. I wanted to get through 1200, but I was kind of tired from running the prelim and then the DMR that night. So I got him through K at like, it ended up being 229.
Yeah.
I wanted to be like 227.
2009. Yeah.
But I was on pace to be at 227, but the last 200 I was too slow.
Yeah.
So
that's what
slowed down. But
around 356 again, 356.89. So it was like
brutal.
It was like another solid one, but just every race it was like, it's like a good run, but it's just not enough. And then obviously I got so lucky with the 10 McNugget scratches.
Yeah. So then you end up 26, and then so you're like, oh, I didn't qualify.
Yeah. But in saying that, I was 25th last year, and I got in. So a tiny part of me was like, I could still get in.
Yeah.
And on the bus ride back, we were literally looking at every single name, like, he could scratch, but like he probably won't. Like Beetlejuice, like he could, but like he's not going to.
But he's around 352, so it's like surely.
So why would he?
Yeah.
So
There's also the me running 428 that day at conference.
Yeah.
And then getting a couple tweets online saying if I was injured. Like people thought that I was injured or like that I was having issues, but.
Because it was like...
So they didn't watch the race. They had no clue.
As soon as he stopped pacing me, he ran like 38, 40, 38 for like his last 200 splits.
Because my coach told me I had to finish it.
Yeah.
And
he was
score. Like, he said I'd love for you to get a point out of this. I did not get a point.
You ended up dead last.
You lost. Yeah. I mean, if you pace and you've done the best you can, then it's like...
Yeah. I was also like, super interested in what he was doing. Because you know how there's a big...
You're watching?
Just cheering me on, pausing at the side of the track.
You know how there's a huge scoreboard like there where you're watching it? Like, so I was like looking at the clocks and then like looking at where he was every 100 mark. And I was like, oh, it's going to be close. Like,
I was trying to work out in my head quick math if you got overlapped. And then I guess you didn't get overlapped because you were running so slowly.
Yeah.
Even though it was... Even though you were like literally like what, like 32 seconds ahead or whatever.
Yeah. I nearly did get you. I nearly did.
I was so I was like coming around the curb and like starting to enter the straight when I saw him finish.
Okay.
Because then I was watching, like I was able to watch the board and then him cross the line.
The back straight, that is. So he was like 150 left.
Yeah.
So if I got round one more bend, not that I would because I was finishing, but yeah.
Did you like, were you able to see the time that he ran?
Yeah. So I was running along the straight and I kept like looking at the clock to see when the time would come through. And then like with 100 meters left, I saw the time went through and I was like, shit, it's not quite quick enough. But
that sucks.
Yeah.
But then you got in, so hell yeah.
It all worked out. Great.
It all ended up being really for nothing.
Yeah. Well, I guess we'll talk about then how NCAAs went. I guess you had a bit of bad luck this season because then your other like big opportunity, just to touch on it quickly before we get into indoors, was probably Millrose, right? Yeah. And like because Millrose is a big race where like there's a lot of attention, but then I didn't watch the race, but then I saw your time and I was like, oh, something happened. And then I saw a video. I saw a video of you like.
Dude, I just went down so hard. I'm still like they're all right. Yeah. It cut my hip, like my knees. Oh, it was bad. Yeah. Just got clipped from behind. The pacer, he did an okay job overall, but it was meant to be like 157 through 800 or 809. And the front guys were like too flat. So
so it's probably gonna be pretty bunched up. And all that.
And he went out I think in 29 high through like 200. So it was so bunched up, and everyone's trying to move in. I'm trying to like ease my way in, and I just got clipped from behind.
Went down.
I felt those like 3 or 4 like slow motion steps. Like I could save this, and then I was just like on the ground. It ripped my bib number off. Like I had 4 pins obviously in, and it just ripped straight out. So. Yeah, it was a tough fall, but...
Yeah. Hey, you actually like got up and finished pretty solid then, considering...
It's so weird, because like you think you just get up and you're not gonna... It's not gonna like ruin you that much, but you just like
it takes a lot of energy.
Nothing. Yeah. You get lactic like so quickly.
Even getting clipped can... So I feel like sometimes I'll get clipped and I won't even notice it. Sometimes I'll get clipped and it'll like drain my energy.
Yeah.
It can fuck you over pretty bad. But, But yeah, then I guess moving on to indoors. So you were just like sick the week before it.
Yeah. Yeah. It was pretty rough. So it was funny because like I hate having this as an excuse, and like people listening might be like, oh, he's just making it up. Like he ran 4:01 and just didn't run well in the prelim. But
Yeah.
I truly thought my body was good and that, you know, I was back to normal because I felt all right in like the 3 days leading up. Did some all right strides and like I was like, okay, I should be good. But yeah, it was the week out. So we did an easy run Tuesday, like a week and a half before NCAAs. And that's when we found out we both qualified. Obviously, Basten was already kind of locked in. And I had a bit of a sore throat at that point, but I was like, nah, it's just from the track because I just had a real crack at conference. So I was like,
Yeah.
oh, I've just got, you know, the track cough kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then the next day we had a 10-mile like easy run and we were running like 7:05s per mile, like 4:25 per K around about. And I was in a pretty bad way. And then the next 2 days, I didn't run Thursday. I crawled through 3 miles at like 7:50 pace on Friday, feeling pretty
Yeah.
awful.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then from kind of Friday, Saturday onwards, I kind of like picked up a bit. And I ended up feeling all right, but I think it knocked me about a little bit.
Yeah.
It's the way it goes though. Yeah.
It's just hard to come back from it. We had a pretty solid session. Like
On the Monday. Yeah.
was it Monday?
Yeah.
And like
4 days out.
you looked like back to normal, sort of. I mean, like it seemed
Yeah.
like in between reps you were struggling a little bit, like just
Yeah.
to get back to normal. But like during the reps, he looked like his normal self.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I guess it's like you're not gonna like a race is still a different story compared to like a workout or just the
Yeah.
way you're gonna like exhaust your body. It's just not gonna be the same. And that's
Completely.
when you get exposed, unfortunately.
Yeah. And so I
So,
did.
and Fogg
Yeah.
got exposed.
I knew something was going wrong. Like when we went out reasonably quick, like Beetlejuice took it out and I was like, early on, I was like, perfect. This is exactly what I need. Like 6 people from our prelim will go through.
Yeah.
Wait, were you guys in the same heat?
Yeah,
Yep.
we were. Yeah.
Okay.
And I knew that it was going wrong when I looked to my left and Basten was there
I
next
knew
to me.
something was wrong.
Because he's always in last.
'Cause-
Like until like the last
Yeah.
couple of laps and I was there running alongside him like,
Oh no,
yeah.
this isn't the
is not
plan.
good.
As well, you ran literally the
Yeah.
entire race on the outside.
I just could not tuck in.
Oh, really?
I literally couldn't tuck in. I tried to, but I was running alongside the Texas guy, Creighton Carrozza, for quite a lot of it. And looking back at the video, we're kind of like, I try and tuck in, and he kind of like speeds
keeps,
up.
like,
I just
fighting you
couldn't
off.
get in. I just
Yeah.
could not get in.
To be fair, it's pretty intelligent on his part.
Yeah, yeah,
Well played.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well played.
Well played, Creighton. Yeah,
Yeah, and it's like, especially if you are running quick, then running on the outside of lane 1 or in
Yeah.
lane 2 definitely is going to add up like
yeah,
by the end of that race.
Yeah.
But
yeah. I mean, it's the way it goes.
yeah, you kicked through Isaac like pretty good.
Yeah.
I guess that's, I haven't seen you race a ton, but now I'm just
Yeah.
going to assume that's what you always do.
Yep. At least when I'm running
Unless
well.
you're at
that's what I do.
conference. Unless you're at conference, and then
Conference,
Yeah,
I go
no,
on hard
the
and
opposite.
die.
yeah.
Yeah, but so you made it through to the final, and I guess that was all like according to plan. That you must have been feeling pretty good after those heats, no?
Yeah, I was feeling super good after those heats because I feel like a big mental thing for me is like how much energy did I spend, because I'm so young, so I feel like my body doesn't quite recover as well as some guys does. Like
Yeah.
when they're 25, like I mean, it's
Calling out your competitors.
it's a little easier for them.
It is
but
crazy that you're 21 and you're racing against like 25-year-olds.
Yeah, it's
It's a bunch of years.
It's nuts.
Yeah, it is
You can-
weird
you can
because
get a
I
lot-
feel like I should be old in the NCAA now. I'm
Yeah.
23, and it's like
Yeah,
I am. I should be at the top end, but there's still so many people older than me.
yeah.
Like,
You gotta stick around for a few more years so you can
I'm
experience
sure I
it.
could find another 3 or 4 years.
Probably.
Like, yeah.
But yeah, so you're feeling good for the final, huh?
Yeah, I was feeling super good for the final, like, and especially when at the end of the prelim, I just kicked my way into 3rd place. Like, I didn't like try to go for the win or anything because it doesn't really matter.
Mm-hmm.
So like, I was like, man, like I didn't lead a single step of this race. Like, I feel like I used less energy than those other guys that made it. And I'm like, I feel like I have a chance to win this thing.
Yeah,
At least that was my mindset going into the final.
yeah,
I really did think. I mean, you obviously never know, especially in that field. Like, you could have been 10th or you could have won. But I truly, like, this time really did feel like you could win. Outdoor, like,
I mean,
it was a similar-ish feeling, but when you've got, like, Cole Hocker in there,
Yeah.
Yard in, like, his best shape, that was, like, kind of... This year was such a level playing field.
Yeah.
yeah,
I feel like.
yeah.
Obviously, there's people who have run really quick, like Beetlejuice 352, and
Yeah.
Mario was like probably the favorite going in. But
Yeah.
if it went slow, which it did, like it kind of, you definitely could have won on any given day.
Yeah. I think I made a lot of, or at least a few mistakes in that final that like were really bad decisions in my part. And like I feel like I could have won it if I wouldn't have done those things.
Yeah.
Or if I like would have done things differently. But I mean, like, also in the back of my mind, like coming off of outdoor where I placed dead last in the final, I was just like, I don't want to be dead last again. Like,
Yeah.
I don't want like to be known as the guy that goes to the finals and gets dead last. Because like I feel like that's like, as a guy that's like trying to build up my resume to like go pro, like, because I haven't really done that yet. Like that's like an important thing to accomplish, because like I don't want coaches to be like, yeah, this guy's just the guy that goes to the finals and chokes.
Yeah.
So, like,
that's fair.
So I was like, during the race, I was like, I could make a move now and go for the win. And looking back, I really should have. But my mind kept stopping me because I was like, if I do that and it doesn't work out, then I might get last.
Oh, okay.
Like, I
That's
can't.
interesting.
Yeah.
That's tough to kind of wrestle with that going on.
Yeah.
But did you think it would be slow?
No. I
Yeah.
thought Beetlescum would take it out really hard.
Yeah, I was pretty surprised. Like in my head with how quick everyone runs, and then just how many like front runner types there are now. I just assume every race is going to be quick. And then this mile race went out so slow, like 210 through 800 or whatever.
Yeah.
And to be fair, if you look through history, that's how most of these races are run. Like they're often slow races, but definitely didn't expect it. But I guess for you, like you were probably content with that. But then the weird thing with this race is that it didn't even really kick. Like a slow race, normally someone makes a move at 600 to go or 400 to go.
Yep.
This one
It just
didn't
didn't.
even.
Yeah,
It just
yeah.
didn't. It just didn't.
Yeah.
And then you get to 200 to go, and it's like, oh,
All right, now we go quick.
yeah,
yeah.
everyone's here. So
Yep.
were you just like, you were just sitting there and just like, man, when do I make a move or what?
Like, you know how, I don't know if, because you're more of a 5K guy, so I don't know if you really experienced this, but there's always a point in the race where it's like, all right, it feels right. Like now is when I should do it.
Yeah.
And like, it never did. Like
Yeah.
it never felt like, all right, now is the time where I have to go. It was just like, we got to the bell and there was 200 left. It was still 3 people wide in front of me, but I'm like, I have no choice now. I have to try.
Yeah.
And so like
100%.
I'm trying to make a move on the straight, and I feel like I had just accomplished what I was trying to accomplish. Like I was just passing, but then the curve happened. And so like I'm still sprinting on this curve, but everybody else is sprinting as well. And I'm not that much faster than them in over a sprint. So like I was losing what I was gaining over the straight.
Yeah.
So I felt like I just never really had the time to pass.
Yeah.
But I mean,
That's indoors, man. Though, like I feel like indoors races are often like that. Like outdoors is different. Like you don't get the same problems of like going around someone. You just can't do it. Even if you're just running a bit quicker, but it's not enough because the turn is about to come. Like outdoors doesn't really have that. So yeah, that's why indoors is so hard, I guess. And you look back at that race and the fact that like Mario was leading the whole way, it's like that makes it pretty nice. You don't have to worry about passing and like all the. Because that's a like if a NCAA mile final is going that slow, like obviously everyone is going to be in it, and obviously everyone probably has the capability to close in 26 or quicker.
Yep.
So
I think looking back, there was a time coming around the bend with, it was just over 600 to go, so just over 3 laps. We were still going slow. I made a decision to not move when I was really considering it. Looking back, I would have totally made that move and just like totally sprinted. Because I told Fogg I was considering doing this.
Yeah.
I was considering just all out sprinting from 600 to go and just saying, I'm going to die a little bit, but hopefully not enough to the point where they catch me. Like just
that would have been interesting to see, because that's what happened in a couple of the women's races. Like literally, like they went early and they got a jump on the field, and then no one came back. I mean, I have to imagine that like a lot of people in the men's field would have like followed you. They would have known like, all right, this is the move, I got to cover it, and like they probably would have been capable of covering it.
You'd think so. Yeah,
like with 600 out, but who knows? I guess who knows, man. You
I just wish I would have tried it, because I feel like looking back, I have like regrets, like, oh, I didn't do everything I could to try to win. Yeah. Like, so I wish I would have like, because I don't even know if like no matter how the race was won, if I could have won, but that's what bothers me. Yeah. It's like not knowing if I could have done it.
Yeah, I guess you just got to take those lessons though into outdoors.
Yep.
I can't believe no one did go though. Like, as in Beetlescum, for example, like 600 out. Surely
classic
like,
milers, man.
Yeah.
You just want to trust that kick. Like, everyone thinks they got the biggest kick, I swear.
I couldn't have afforded to do that in that race. Like if I was in that, I think I would have gone from like 800. I think I would have had to. Like But maybe in the moment I would have been scared and just sat and then closed
Yeah.
in like 29 and like
I technically still did have the fastest last 4 and the fastest last 2.
Yeah.
field. So like
52.6.
yeah. So I did
pretty quick.
close the hardest,
Yeah.
but I just
Too
I
far back,
really
yeah.
overestimated like the advantage that my kick would have over the field. Because like I thought that like I'd be like, oh, my kick is so much better than everyone's. But when you're running, which is super cocky and stupid of me to think, but when you're running that slow, everyone has that speed.
Yeah.
Like it's just
Yeah.
pretty irrelevant how much speed you have.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So you ended up finishing. Were you 4th or 5th?
I was 5th.
5th. I mean, that's pretty damn good still.
Yeah, like the guys I lost to are super incredible runners.
Exactly,
So it's not
so-
like yeah.
You can be happy with that. And as you know, you're young, so it's like, you know, you're gonna get a bunch more opportunities at it, hopefully. And you got one now in outdoors, so that's gonna be sick. I feel like, I mean, clearly I can tell talking to you that you're already like very confident and like in your abilities and in winning. But I feel like once you get like that, like top 5 or top 8, whatever performance, then it's like all you're gonna think about now is winning.
Yeah.
Whereas, I mean, clearly it seems like you were already thinking about winning only, but it's like now you know, like definitely, like that's my goal.
Yeah.
So
It was weird. I was going into nationals, like going into the final thinking I could win, but like then during the race I was like, but I can't sacrifice not getting top 8. So like it was like a battle like inside like what I really wanted to accomplish going into the final. But yeah, now like that I've gotten like the top 8 trophy, now I just don't care about them as much anymore.
Get one of
now
them
it's like
and-
you
yeah.
have to get the top one.
yeah.
Yeah.
So man, well, definitely gonna be following you outdoors a lot, both of you, I guess, in the 15. Well, do you think you're gonna be doing the 1500 or the 1500 as well?
Probably
Yeah.
the 15. Yeah, I just like we were talking about this the other day. It's like I feel like in future I probably will end up moving up to 3-5 kind of stuff. Like running 7:51, that was like my first proper 3K in like 3 years.
Really?
I think I ran at a conference last year, but it was like solo on a flat track, so 8:06. Flat track probably worth like 7:40 maybe.
I'll give you that.
Yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
325 the mile.
Yeah. So yeah, I hadn't run one for like 3 years, like properly. Kind of in like a race where I'm running hard and like really getting after it, I guess. So running 7:51, it kind of like shows that if I focused on it a bit more, maybe I could do a bit better over 3 and 5. But like, it's kind of like, do I want to risk it and go all in and try and run something quick in the 5, or do I just kind of stick to what I know, which is what I think I'll end up doing, and just like focus on the 1500, because I know that if I run to the best of my ability, like I should be in the final outdoors.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, so probably 1500 for now.
We'll see, I guess.
Yeah.
It's been weird like seeing this too, because after cross country season was over, you went to England and ran.
Yeah.
I don't know when you did that, but you ran a really fast 5K.
That was actually in summer.
That was in summer.
End of summer, 13:45 on the roads.
Yeah.
So you're 13.5 on the roads?
13:45.
That's
yeah,
legit.
Yeah, and it's like a legit 5K course as well, because
Yeah.
I know on the roads you never really know. But I beat Tom Mortimer, who's like a 13:26 guy.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, so
So you're gonna be feeling
13:45.
pretty good about your like
Yeah.
potential like 5K, man. Like once
Yeah.
you're getting a good one on the track.
Yeah, I think so. I just don't know if I'm
Yeah.
going to do that, because like
Yeah.
Brian Clay, for example, I think we're going there for 1500, and it's kind of like we want to get a regional qualifier in the 1500. That's probably a great chance to run like, I don't know, 336, 337 if
Yeah.
we're in good shape for it.
Yep.
So I think I'd rather play it safe, do that,
Yeah.
than like risk running a hard 5K, go into a strong field and end up, who knows?
Yeah, maybe
know?
you gotta try getting one of like, I don't know what the schedule is like this year, but like get one. Are there races back at Stanford this year?
I assume so. Yeah.
They always have
I-
like a lot of good 5Ks there. I
Yeah.
don't know. Like earlier season ones where you can go throw down something solid.
Yeah.
You could always set something up with Kiptu too, who lives just
Yeah.
right down the road.
Yeah,
Sure
but then
you
we'll
could.
end up going out in 228 through a K, and then
Probably.
And then dying.
yeah,
Nah, actually, maybe you'll hang on, man. Maybe you
Yeah.
run 13:10. Who knows?
that's it. Yeah. Imagine that. Yeah.
But yeah, like
So
after
1500 guy.
after he ran the 13:45, we came back for cross, and like it was towards the end of cross season. We were just hanging out talking about it, and we were like going into indoor season. We were like, okay, I'm gonna focus on the mile. You're gonna focus on the 3K.
I
And
kind
Really?
of did think that. Yeah.
that was kind of the
Interesting.
plan going into the year, but it just
And you
like
switched up.
never really happened.
You switched
Yeah.
up and raced like How many miles did you race?
56, 407, 57, 56, and nationals 5.
5 miles.
I think 5. Yeah, you ran 9.
I ran 9 miles this year.
I don't even know how that's possible. How do you even race that many times?
2 at conference.
3 at conference.
Oh, including the DMR.
I did the
That's
mile
kind
at
of
DMR.
cheating. That's
Yeah.
kinda cheating.
Yeah, you can't claim that one.
Yeah.
Only 8. Come on.
It's only 8, yeah. So there's
That is a lot of miles.
the 2 at conference, the 2 at nationals,
Yeah.
and then Tyson, Arkansas qualifier.
I feel like there's not even that many weekends in indoors.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
just racing one every
His
single
first
weekend.
one was
First one was in December.
Okay.
And then the one against you, that's 8.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
That's a lot
That
of
is
miles.
pretty impressive. But yeah, the reason why I was kind of thinking I might focus on the 3K is like towards the end of cross, you ran 3:58. I technically paced in that race. I ran like 900 at 4 flat-ish, 4:01 pace. And I was like, I am not in mile
didn't
shape
feel
right
good?
now. No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I then went to England and I started doing some like slightly quicker stuff, but I was just not in close to good mile shape.
Interesting.
And then I came back and within like 2 weeks of being back, ran 3:56 and
So you can like surprise yourself there a bit.
a little bit. I think that 3:56 like, well, I mean in the NCAA now it's like not even that impressive, which is just crazy. But that kind of, I would say it surprised me a little bit. I thought maybe on a good day 3:57 mid to high, and I would have been happy with that. Like.
I think that like cemented like, I'm a miler this year.
Yeah.
Like that's when like it got like,
Well, I mean, once you
really
run that
changed.
and then you're like, okay, I'm probably going to nationals, then your whole mindset's going to shift towards that.
Yeah.
And then at the end, it was like, oh shit, I need to go to national. I need to keep racing miles to go to nationals now.
Yeah.
So, and then at the end of the day, you just race a lot of miles, and you're a miler. So
Yeah, exactly. So that's the way it worked out.
way it
And
played
I'm a
out.
miler now. Yeah.
But that's cool, man. I mean, congrats on the good seasons to both of you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's pretty
Yeah.
sweet. But that's a lot of running talk. Do you want to talk about something else? I don't know, like YouTube or something?
Yeah, I'd
Yeah,
love
go
to. We're both YouTubers now, technically.
Kind
Me and
of,
Basten.
yeah.
We got our
Have you? Oh, you guys.
podcast.
We have a podcast
that
together.
counts.
But
That counts.
Yeah, it counts.
Yeah.
You're like the
All 3 of us. Wow.
Wow,
I don't do any of the
losers.
camera
Content
work though.
creators.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
I
guys-
have to edit all the podcasts. And not that it takes much. When we've got a guest on, it takes a long time because the way we do it with the video, if it's on Zoom, I'll have our full video here and then I have to chop in their bit.
You
every
literally
time
do
they
that?
Talk, every time they
Oh
talk.
my god, that'll take forever.
It takes a long time.
Wow, that's dedicated.
Yeah, but otherwise, like, because it's through Zoom, it's either going to be like tiny little boxes, I think, the whole way through, or, I don't even know any other way of doing it. So
There is software
Really?
out there that does that for you.
I'll have to look into it.
I'm not going to tell you. I'll let you. I'll let you
As a
do it
competitor,
yourself.
a podcasting competitor,
Yeah.
keep that secret.
What is the name of your podcast for anyone that wants to check
It's
it out?
very creative. Fogg and Basten.
Very creative.
You're not going to forget that though.
Yeah,
I know.
it's good.
And
It's
is
got
that,
nothing on Coffee Club, but
hey man, I don't know. We're all just out here trying to make some podcasts.
Yeah.
I feel like everyone just starts a podcast now.
yeah,
Yeah.
every
Why
man
not?
and their dog. Like
It's
like,
just fun.
Yeah.
It is fun.
There are a lot out there now, a lot,
Yeah.
and most of them are just like college kids who, I don't know, they might have like 20 people watching or listening, and it's like they have fun doing it.
It's
like,
cool.
It's good.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
good fun, and we enjoy doing it. Obviously, we haven't done one for a while because, we've been away, been sick, just been all over.
There's just
the
been a
place,
bunch of
but-
crap that's been happening.
Yeah, but we'll get back to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
we're getting
it's
some good practice in now.
this is just getting the reps in, man. Just-
Yeah.
This is the practice for the real show, which is you guys. You guys gotta have me on your podcast then.
Yeah,
So,
Oh, I do.
we'll
We
have
do.
to.
Yeah,
We'll get you on Zoom and just
Yeah.
keep like cutting in, and I'll have to
so you
keep
have to do as many
my
as
editing
possible.
job. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, just say like one word, like
Yeah.
a million times.
I can't believe you do that. That's gonna take forever.
It's annoying.
I
The
need
way
to
I
watch
do
it.
it though, I speed it all up. So I highlight
you do it
everything when I
quickly.
put it into iMovie, and I speed it up. So you can't really understand what's being said, but like you're watching, you're going through it a lot quicker.
Yeah, I'm sure that now anyone. Like, I'm going to go and watch one of your podcasts, and I'm going to appreciate every single cut, because I know that you've
Yep.
gone in and done it yourself.
Yeah. For anyone watching, go back and watch a Fogg and Basten
So
episode.
you'll have a
and
newfound appreciation
Yeah.
for all
Yeah.
the work
the
that
ones
went
with
into it.
just the two of us, though, it's super easy because you literally just like put the clips
Yeah.
in, and it's
Yeah.
just like you don't really cut anything unless we talk about something super inappropriate. like
Yeah, and you have to cut it out.
yeah.
Yeah, that's what we have to do sometimes.
Yeah, but no, like Rubis, for example, when we had Rubis on, you go back and watch that. And Kev Kelly. There are only 2 Zoom guests so far.
3. What about Anstey?
Oh, he was at Zoom as well.
Yeah.
So wow, that's a good few hours right there.
Yeah. Time well spent.
Yeah, we'll hit that 1K subscribers mark, and then it will be all worth it. We'll be making $3 or $4 a video. Perfect.
We do that instead of homework.
Yeah.
Yeah, I respect that a lot, man. You guys know what you want, man.
Yeah.
But so you've done obviously the actual YouTube stuff for a lot longer.
Yeah.
And that's a similar thing where there's probably like a wave of YouTubers now where it's like probably, I don't know, is it at NCAAs, are there a lot of people with cameras? Is it not?
Not really.
Honestly, not really.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, like a lot of photographers, but you don't see a lot of people walking around like vlogging.
Okay.
And I'm not even doing that.
Yeah,
like,
I don't do that. No, I can't do that. That's too scary. You gotta really not give a fuck to do that, which is like very impressive. Like, you gotta give it to those people that just know, like, like probably everyone is looking at me right now and being like, wow, this loser. But I don't care. I'm gonna make some freaking good content for some people on the internet. So,
because if they don't know you, like, who cares? Not that I ever walk around with a camera, but like, if you're never gonna see them again, like,
it doesn't matter.
Yeah, exactly.
But you still feel it.
Yeah, it's so awkward.
We did that a little bit when we traveled for conference. We went to Target and we were just like filming when we were walking around to Target.
See, that's the cool thing is that you guys have a bunch of people though, because if you have a bunch of people, especially like your team together, then it's like cool because you feel like comfortable. If it's like, imagine if it's literally just you on your own in Target, just talking
getting
to
a stranger to just walking around. Yeah, I'm doing some shopping right now. I've got a conference coming up. Like, people just look at you like this guy's a knob. But
I feel like we still got some of those looks.
Yeah, well, it's funny because like,
but it doesn't matter.
No one cares when it's together.
Yeah, we had Enzo, our little French guy, filming, and he was just walking around like kind of following us with the camera, and then this like girl and her mum saw me like talking to the camera, and then they came up to me after like, oh, what's your YouTube channel? And I was like, you're not going to enjoy it. You don't want to know. I was like, oh, we're runners, like, don't worry. It would just be such a sick thing. Like, imagine having a couple million subscribers. Like,
I'm a massive deal.
I'm a huge deal.
Hey, that's the dream, isn't it?
Yeah.
One day. That's what we're working towards.
Hey, 12K subscribers now, actually, like 11.8, but
we'll call it 12.
Who knows, in a year.
We'll round up.
That's way closer to 12
mil
than anything else.
No, it's cool, man.
It's good fun.
How long have you done it for?
Over 2 years now, and when I first started, I was a bit of a vlogger, so only in private though. So like, I started it, and in episode 1, I like held the camera out, and I don't know. I just thought, why not? Like, I'm going back to America for the indoor season. I'm gonna film some stuff, and I think in the first video I got a mullet and
nice,
like
classic
then,
running things.
For like 3 months. It was like so slow, and I'd go up like, I don't know, a couple of subscribers a week. But then, not that it's ever really like blown up, but it like, you start getting more and more people watching, and like we were talking about earlier, like you get a pretty weirdly loyal fan base.
Very loyal.
It's like
very loyal. They love it.
It's really good. It's just
good.
not something I really expected would properly come of it, even if it actually got big. Like, people are so invested. You get people commenting, and like, they're really invested in your running journey, and they know like where your next race is going to be.
Awesome,
and it's good.
It's cool. Like, we go to a lot of meets, like pretty much whenever we travel, there will be 2 or 3 people that want to get their picture with him, which is really cool.
I believe it 100%.
The one guy that got you a signed t-shirt as well, or that sent you a t-shirt, like of a soccer club or something.
Oh yeah. We were at regionals outdoor, and this guy Julio Ramirez,
shout out
Julio. I'm sure he's probably a listener of this. He was like wanting to see us in our regional like 1500, and there was a weather delay, so we didn't end up running that night, and he'd driven like 3 hours to be there, or 2 or 3 hours. So he was like, I've got to go home, like I've got work tomorrow, but I need to drop something off, like where's your hotel? And so he dropped me a Houston Dynamo like soccer club shirt.
What a
pretty
nice guy.
Sweet.
Nice guy.
Pretty
That's
sick.
awesome.
So.
Yeah, it's like the podcast is cool because it's like easy to do. and it's very easy to do every week consistently, but
Yeah.
you're definitely not going to connect to the same audience that you will with like the other YouTube stuff, because it's just like more entertaining, I guess. It's just different. Like, because I'm pretty sad that I don't like consistently do them now, because it's like, you just connect with so many more people, and then you rock up to a meet and you actually see these people that are watching your videos, and like you see how happy they are, and you're like, damn, like I'm actually doing something.
Yeah.
So it is pretty
good.
sweet.
Yeah.
I think like probably like the biggest demo for you is like just the high school runners that like want to get there, like the middle school runners that like looking up to someone, which that's got to be such a cool feeling.
Yeah.
Like knowing that many people like pretty much got into running because of, not like because of you, but like,
but it helps them enjoy it a lot more.
Yeah,
be a lot more
for
passionate
sure.
about it.
Yeah.
and like it can help them set goals too, and like they can look at your training and try to copy it and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
No, it's good. I enjoy it. It's good fun. But like you say, it's kind of like if you've got a group of people around you who are like comfortable with you doing it and being filmed in workouts and stuff, it's great.
Yeah.
But when you don't have that,
It's so
so hard.
So
Yeah.
I think for a lot of people, they just wouldn't think about like the behind the scenes stuff, and it's like cringe as fuck. Like a lot of the time,
It
like,
is.
like they only see the finished product.
Yeah.
But the amount of stuff that goes behind that, which doesn't make it into the videos and like doesn't work, like because you want to try a
so
lot of
much.
stuff, and like that, and a lot of the ideas are gonna fail. Like, that's just reality. But
Yeah.
you have to be with a certain type of person that understands that is the process that it takes.
Completely. Yeah. Because like a lot of people are like pretty, normal, like funny guys or whatever. And then a camera comes out and they just like can't speak or can't like, they
that's
just
another
feel
barrier.
awkward. Yeah.
That's
So,
another barrier.
I think just like having people get comfortable with like workouts being filmed and like stuff like that. Not that we film every workout at all.
How's
nothing
like your
close to it.
coach and stuff with it?
He's really good.
Because I've seen in your videos like you interview him. And,
Yeah.
Because I'll tell you this, I think now schools are understanding it, but it's probably one of the best recruiting tools out there.
For sure.
It's gotta be.
Has got to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So that's cool. Your coach is into it.
I mean, he's really good with it. If we weren't running that well and we were still kind of showing what life at Drake is like, I think a lot of people would still be interested in kind of what's going on and like what training at college is like and stuff. But then actually running well with it for Jay, our coach, is like if someone messages him about Drake or like he wants to recruit someone, like having the channel that shows him talking like all the boys, like it's so good. Yeah.
Like I said this on the run kind of today, but it's like everything out there, like in the running world, is like from the outside is very similar. Like you got a lot of runners like doing the same thing, like, and the training looks the same, and coaches, you don't know how to tell between them. But then the YouTube channel, the way it like gives you an insight into like an authentic side of someone, and like the way you can connect to it, it just makes you like, because I've had this experience before with a lot of people as well, where like I like really like the YouTubers that I watch and I don't even know them, but but it's like you just like, I don't know, you just
like you automatically like them because like you're like, oh, the videos are sweet, so like
You just
exactly,
you feel like you relate to them and like you'd get on with them if you met them, kind of thing.
100%.
But they have no idea you exist, which is sad sometimes. But
that is kind of sad, but
I think it was like pretty, like I remember at first, like when the YouTube channel started, like when you were interviewing people, because like you interview people all the time, like just about like their workouts, like what the plans are, or even like how races are. Like I keep knocking this over. It feels so awkward. Like during it, and like I feel like the first like few times you get interviewed, it's like, oh, I'm so bad, or like so cringy, like you don't know what to say. But it gets easier like every time.
Easier.
So much easier, and people do get more and more comfortable with it. Like
100%.
I don't know. At the start, first time like speaking in front of a camera, I was awful with it. To be honest,
I think I'm still pretty awful.
It's like pretty difficult. But yeah, my first video, I got my parents to film something for me in Australia. Like I was going back to America the next day. I literally said like 2 lines. I said the day and like I'm going back to America tomorrow for the indoor season. And it honestly probably took like 12 takes.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. Yeah. And no one sees it obviously because as long as you get that one clip that you're like, yeah, I can use that. And now I generally just like use whatever I get unless it's like really bad.
You stop caring a little bit.
Yeah, completely. Whereas I don't know, I guess I just like overthought what I was saying, maybe. Like,
Yeah,
early
I
on.
definitely like overthinking my videos a bit because like I've like your videos are a little more raw. Like I don't know if you've seen my videos, but I like
Your
edit,
recent ones?
I like edit them a lot,
Dude, yeah.
But, like because like one is just like I enjoy doing that, but two it definitely helps cover up for a lot of like average footage.
Uh-huh.
You
Yeah,
just
yeah.
like do a bunch of edits.
No,
on
it's
there.
good. I remember that one. You were like running on some of the boulder roads or something. You had
Yeah.
like, I can't remember what it was called, but there was like,
I was like
you
the
were like
cowboy,
a cowboy.
the cowboy
yeah,
theme
and
one.
there were like horses and like weird music and stuff. The more recent ones where it's like been a little bit like edgy or whatever the word is, like so different.
Edgy.
I don't know. I don't
Edgy.
know. Well, I don't even know what that word means, but it's just like they're so different. And there was this one edit in particular where Gus was like, I can't remember what you did to him, but he was like, there was such good like music.
Was it
with
when he
it.
was dancing?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
was
and he's dancing.
I know
Yeah,
what you're talking about.
Yeah. Oh, it was unreal.
I gotta show you the video that the video that I have edited most recently, which I haven't released.
Yeah.
Maybe it will get released on the Coffee Club channel eventually because it
Nice.
has George and Olli in it.
Yeah.
Like it's just like fucking stupid.
Yeah.
It's like so like I don't know, just the stuff I put in there, but it's fun though, you know.
Yeah.
And that's what it's
Yeah,
all about at the
it
end of the
is.
day. Because like there's another thing we were talking about is like this stuff only works if you can do it consistently.
Yeah.
If you're thinking about the context of doing it
Yeah.
like business wise.
Yeah.
To do it just to have fun is like, oh yeah, that's cool. Do
Yeah.
whatever you want. But if you want to build something, and honestly, like the reality of being a pro runner is that like building something can help you a lot because
Yeah.
like we're kind of influencers in a way.
Yeah.
Like in reality, in a weird way, like you kind of are. Like you're trying to sell a product for a company. Like that's the
Yeah.
reality. So having that profile does help. So
Yeah. And
Yeah.
that's in a sense like recruiting. Like
Yeah.
obviously we're not pro runners right now, but like essentially we are selling Drake, really.
you are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, have you guys
So-
ever gotten in trouble from like administration? Like in
Um,
sports people, like above your coach, kind of
No, because it's kept very like
good. You guys,
yeah.
yeah.
It's pretty like it's all very within reason, like professional. I think
Because I don't know how
I can't think of anything like bad that's
you guys haven't been naughty boys on cameras.
I've
just
never
good
been a
boys.
naughty boy. Like regardless of cameras, like
Oh, that's a lie.
He's a good boy.
yeah, he's a good boy.
Yeah.
I don't know, because I know that. Have you watched like Ben Crawford's videos before?
yeah.
I know he got in so much trouble for like.
Oh yeah, through Oregon.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oregon. Because
Dang.
he actually worked for Oregon
Yeah.
as I don't know if he got paid, but he was at least like an intern
Mhm.
in like their media department. And they had like in some of his videos they had like weed and stuff in them like
No way.
Oh, I did not know
like,
that.
like I think it was
Oh.
just like on the table in one of them, and so he got in a lot of trouble.
Wow. Oh, I
Because
didn't know that.
also like obviously Oregon is kind of a school that's like at the forefront in terms of like a lot of stuff like their social channels are really good, and you can tell like they like care a lot about like having it in a certain way, so they don't want to give you the freedom that
Yeah.
like to go do your own way.
I
Yeah.
mean,
Be
honestly,
like
I feel like Drake is small enough. Well, I guess I feel like just admin compliance, like they don't even know.
I feel like they
almost.
just don't give a fuck about like any
Yeah.
of it, really.
Yeah.
I guess, and that's also a side of it which is changing a lot. Whereas, like, because even like 4 years ago, you weren't allowed to make money off a YouTube channel.
Literally
college-
until July.
Really?
July. Yeah. I was
Yeah.
in England over summer, and I was like, nice. I'm gonna monetize my videos. Like
Yeah.
the morning it happened.
Yeah, that's
And then
sick.
not that you
And now
ever
you're rolling
make
in it.
Yeah. Bought a Tesla,
Yeah.
private jet to get here.
Exactly.
That was a
Big
good
YouTube
ride.
channel. Yeah.
That was
No,
nice.
but I don't know. Literally until like July, I
Yeah.
hadn't monetized it because that was part of the name, image, likeness thing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
now they're monetized and
Hell yeah.
rolling in it,
Hell
as you
yeah.
say.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the schools definitely understand that stuff because, I mean, if you think about like the sports department of your school as a business, like that's what they're doing as well. Like
Yeah.
they have a bunch of marketing people who's like literally their job is like trying to make cool content like you make. So
Yeah.
they probably
We're just doing it for them.
Yeah.
Life
Yeah,
is
honestly.
easy. Yeah.
that's honestly
I
how
bet you-
Enrollment's never been higher. They're getting bonuses.
Yeah.
I 100% guarantee that more people watch your YouTube videos than anything that like a Drake recruitment.
Oh,
page
for
does,
sure.
for
Yeah.
sure.
Like I'm sure Drake Athletics can like make decent videos, but then they just like put them on, I don't know, their platforms just like aren't that big.
Yeah, and it's like people don't want to. If people want to follow the Drake account, they will. But people don't really want it. People want to follow the
individuals.
Fog Dog exclusive. Yeah. Is it still called that?
The Fog Dog exclusive. Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't ask. So the reason why I came up with that. So Matt Hansen, you might have heard of him.
Yeah,
he's Australian. He's 17, but a couple years ago I was back in Australia, like 2019, pre the Fog Dog exclusive. And he was like, "Oh, come on, Foggy, like you got to start the Fog Dog special, like the athlete special."
Yeah.
And I was like, I can't just copy that exactly. So I literally looked up synonyms of like special.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
And I was like, right, that's it. I'm going with it. Fog Dog exclusive. It doesn't mean it, like, I don't know what it means.
It
I
sounds
guess,
nice though. Like
it's pretty cool.
It
It rolls
Do
off
you
the tongue.
Do you
yeah.
say it in
Yeah.
your videos like, "Hey guys, welcome
back to the Fog Dog exclusive"? I used to. I did
Okay,
used to.
cool.
Yeah, but I never do anymore. I don't think.
Yeah.
Don't quote me on that. But early on, I would say
You should bring
like,
it back.
yeah. Welcome back to the Fog Dog exclusive. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I do anymore. But
You
I've
gotta
got a
do
sick
it.
intro, so that's
your intro
That
is
makes up for
super
it.
sick.
Your intro has like the
the
bulldog.
Fog
in it?
Dog song. Yeah.
Oh, what's the song go like?
Uh,
Did you sing it?
no. This guy from Adelaide made it for me. You'll have to
I'll
go
go check
and watch
it out.
it.
I'll go
Yeah.
check-
I say you rap it right now.
I couldn't. I
Will
don't
you
know the
do it?
words.
No. It's like we're talking about such niche content right now. I don't know if anyone listening is gonna be like, but hopefully they are.
Really interested in it.
Were you like super into the athlete special then?
Honestly, like not massively. But like
What's your favorite running content?
Coffee Club
Oh,
podcast.
that's the right answer.
There we go.
No.
Wow.
God, I don't know. I've got reasonably into like sweat elite videos. I feel like they're pretty cool for like seeing, like if you're just at home, say doing, I don't know, if you're about to run and you like are doing a bit of stretching or rolling or something like that. I love having them on, especially when it's people who I know. Like he's done a few people in England who I like trained with, you know, like Phil Sessamon, Emil Keres. Like I train with them over summer. So seeing stuff like that is cool. I really don't watch a lot of running YouTube
Yeah, I'm
now.
the same. Wait, Isaac, have you ever watched running YouTube, or is that too nerdy for
No, genuinely, like I didn't get into the sport until probably a year ago.
you? Really?
Like I didn't know who like anyone was. Like
That's cool.
so, like I like went
guy's
back.
cool.
He's cool.
This guy's cool.
Yeah.
I like went back and watched like a lot of like the old races because like
Yeah.
before like 2 years ago, I mean like you're super well known in the running world, but I didn't know who you were until like recently.
Till
Yeah.
like we
then-
lined up this run yesterday.
Yeah.
Then he heard about
Still
you.
doesn't
No.
follow me on Instagram. So
Oh, really?
we just followed each
Come
other.
on. Oh, nice.
I don't follow like any of the runners really,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I mean, like I literally like looked back like probably like a year ago when I got into it. So like it would have been sometime in the last 6 months and been like, this guy won 4 national championships. Like looking back at old
Yeah,
races, 'cause
yeah.
I genuinely had no idea like
that's awesome.
who won before we got here.
Yeah, we talked about it on one of our podcasts actually, Fog Dog and Basten.
I'm gonna bleep that part out.
yeah.
What if I just put a bleep on every time?
I know you won't because I've seen some of yours and you're like, yeah. I'll
said that-
put it on the screen now, and it's just never there.
I've
Like,
also have said though, I've also admitted to that like I
Yeah.
do say I'm gonna do something and I never do it.
yeah.
It's like it's just a meme at this point. I don't know.
But they're so long, and realistically, I feel like afterwards, you know that all of it was okay. You might remember like one thing you want to chop out,
Yeah.
and other than that, you're not going to go back through and listen to every minute of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like we talked about it a couple years ago. Like I don't know why we were talking about it, but you wouldn't have heard of like Jakob like
No.
2 years ago.
No idea. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing with the sport. It's easy to like not know anything about it if you don't care. It's not like it's like shoved in your face like a different sport, you know?
Yeah.
It's like it's very easy to avoid.
It's almost a good thing. Like the ignorance, like I love pleading ignorance on like everything.
That's good.
But
Yeah.
It works well.
Yeah.
so whether or not I know things, I pretend like I don't most of the
Yeah.
time, which is usually the best case
Yeah.
scenario. But like, especially in the running world, like when you're not looking at what anybody else is doing, you're not worried about what anybody else is doing.
It's
So
good.
like I progressed pretty slow at the beginning of my college experience. And like, I feel like me not knowing anything was almost an advantage.
Yeah, you weren't stressing.
Yeah, because else I would have been like, oh, like fuck, I have to run this time this
Yeah.
year. I have to run this
Yeah,
time.
you like like you could be looking at freaking Cole Hucker and
Yeah.
he's like, oh man, this is freshman.
Yeah.
running, like
Yeah.
whatever he did.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Impressive shit.
sub-4.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's like
Yeah.
that is good.
I
It's
ran
funny.
I ran another 4:15. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, so
It's
that
funny
definitely helps.
seeing you at races though, because like I get like reasonably anxious, and I don't even have a set warm up routine, but I know that I've like we don't have a set routine that we always go through, but I know that I always want to do, you know, a few different drills and stuff like that. This guy like will jog, then he'll like, I don't know, sit down, have a drink, and then like move his legs quickly, and then like do a couple strides, and then he's good.
Yeah, he's
I
very cool.
I don't do much.
Yeah.
Sometimes I like sometimes I just like watch what he's doing and copy him,
But-
and then
so
sometimes I'm just like looking around.
Yeah. I'll do like
what should I be doing?
Yeah, I'll do like butt kicks, for example, and I don't know, I might do like 20 of them, and I turn around and he literally like does one, jogs a little bit, does the other leg, and then like moves his leg quickly, like, and then you're done.
I like that. Hey, it seems to be working right now,
Yeah.
so I don't know, keep that going maybe.
Walk back.
Yeah.
I always take caffeine pills before I race,
You do.
and I get so stressed from it that like I feel like I don't even have to warm up. Like
That's
that
awesome.
just like gets me going.
Yeah.
Wait, we were talking about caffeine pills in the last episode, I think.
Oh,
I
really?
don't know if
I
you
haven't
listened
seen
to
that.
it, but we were talking about putting them up your butt. Do you put them up your butt?
I wish.
You
Yeah.
do, not the caffeine, just
Yeah.
for
Just
pleasure.
other stuff.
I do, but that's just in my spare time.
Yeah.
Just on the weekends. Yeah.
Is that actually a thing people do?
I don't know. I'm spreading the rumor though.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard the Bauman guys do that.
I think it gets into your system more efficiently.
Yeah, maybe.
Kipchoge told me in person that that's what he does.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. Confirmed. So. Yeah.
No, honestly, I've never heard of that for caffeine, but
but I'm willing to try it.
yeah, try anything once. No,
You could crunch
I'll
it and snort it up
stick
your
to-
nose too.
That would also work.
Stick to the pre-workout, just, you know, sip on it. And,
Gets the job done.
yeah.
Fair enough.
I never feel that much. I swear it just makes me like a little more anxious. Like I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Anxiety is kind of a good thing before a race.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, that means that you're ready to go do something. Go do
I'm-
something you care about.
I'm like a nerd about the percentages too. So like
Oh, really?
I've like memorized so like caffeine has this % increase on your athletic performance. So that means like
What's the percent?
According to my calculations.
What's the percent? Give us the
I think
percent.
it was over 20. I think.
Okay, well that's just a
20%.
lie. That's just a lie.
I think it was over 20.
That's a lie.
So if you're a 5 minute miler, you
Or
become
like
a
no,
4
like
minute
no,
miler.
like you
Yeah,
have like a
that's a lie.
20% like increased likelihood of running a PB or something like that.
How is anyone? How is someone like? How is that stat ever getting like
I'm getting-
studied?
I'm getting these from sketchy Let's Run
Yeah,
threads.
yeah.
So I don't know if
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
true.
Doesn't-
But like,
increasing chance of running a PB.
but like anyway, I'll like think that in my head like right after I take
Hey, yeah.
it.
If
I'm
you're
like,
telling yourself that it works,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
and then I'm like, well, I have a distinct advantage over the field now because
Yeah.
I have caffeine in my system.
I know freaking Fog Dog didn't take a caffeine pill, so I know I got him beat.
Well, he pretty much did.
Yeah.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Well, he takes pre-workout.
Yeah,
Yeah.
similar stuff.
So we're
Just
both
some
on caffeine.
in it.
Nice.
I don't know. I used to do like a double espresso,
Yeah.
but
That's kind of what I do.
I just don't feel anything from it. And
Really?
I know you were talking about it. I think I'm a fan sometimes. Like I'll occasionally dabble with podcasts, and so I think you were talking about it. You're like, you'll have like a coffee like 3 hours out or something.
Like
when
2
I used to
hours,
do,
2
okay, oh yeah, when I
You
used to
didn't
do my
memorize it?
espressos,
Yeah.
literally it would be right before warm up, like a double espresso straight in before warm up. And
Doesn't that make you just have to like shit your pants?
nah,
No, if it
I
was
don't know.
just
I'm like, nah, I feel like what's going on.
I
But
feel like we always shit our pants anyway. Like I
Yeah,
feel like
it's
the
just gonna
caffeine
happen.
is just gonna happen.
yeah.
I mean, you do, like,
generally
3
I'm good with
times.
my bathroom. I go a lot. I will go
Yeah.
a lot, but
I
usually
go a lot as
there's
well.
not
I
much
go-
going on.
I go a lot to pee because that's how my nerves get manifested is by just having to
Nice.
pee a lot.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool.
I'm
Yeah.
pretty similar
That's
that way.
nice. That's awesome.
It sucks
Yeah.
because the potty is like the like that's the worst place to be at a meet. Like,
Yeah.
Like those
Yeah,
are
it's
terrible. So
Yeah.
It's so stressful as well when you go in and there's only like 2 cubicles or something, and you're like, come on, I've got, you know, pretty big race coming up. Like,
Yeah.
big deal, but
yeah.
you just can't get in.
Yeah.
You kind of have to time it too, because you're like, all right, it's 20 minutes before my race. Like I can't pee yet. Like I have to pee like 10 minutes before so that I don't have to go again by the time we start.
You gotta be smart with it.
Yeah.
It is tough, yeah, because like at nationals, I was like, I've got to go to the toilet again, but then I want to do strides in my spikes, but then I want to go to the toilet again. So I ended up just like
Yeah.
going, putting my spikes on and being like, I'm not going to go again, because usually
hold it.
nothing is going
Yeah,
on.
you don't
like-
actually have
No,
to go.
no.
It's just a feeling.
Yeah.
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 Damn, these are some real niche runner problems to talk about here.
Yeah.
He's very
Yeah.
he's very like orchestrated. Like I feel like he doesn't always do the same thing, but he does like similar things.
Mm-hmm.
And like he like is very like nitpicky about like what he does like the nights before his races or like the weeks leading up to it. When I just don't give a fuck. Like, and we're just like such supreme opposites that like we both like rub off on each other a little bit in that sense. Like,
that's cool.
I feel like he's loosened up a little bit and I've gotten like a little bit tighter about some of the things I do.
Yeah.
Hey, there's a happy medium in there, the sweet spot.
Like, for example, I fly with tights on and I never used to fly with tights on because apparently that impacts what your body feels like.
I don't only
afterwards.
fly with tights on. Like, a lot of the time, say like the week leading up to the race, I'll just like wear them all the time, sleep in them. Yeah.
I used to do that. I'm too lazy now. But
I don't know. I feel like it can't actually make that much of a difference. But like, I get it in my head like, oh, you know, sleeping with them will make you feel better. And I don't know if it does or not, but yeah.
Damn, that's intense. That's cool.
Yeah, stuff like that.
Another thing is the legs up. That's like one of the main things.
Legs
you do.
up. Yeah,
you have your legs up.
Your legs up.
Yeah, I didn't do that either.
Do you not?
No.
I've done it for a while. Like, I don't know.
Do you normate?
Occasionally.
We'll do like 1 or 2
Yeah.
nights before, just like the night before. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I haven't. We never ever get massages though. Like,
Oh.
Yeah.
my last sports massage actually in England over summer, or in England over winter break. I had one.
I thought you were talking about the one in Oregon, or right before Oregon.
Yeah,
that was.
We had a bad
nasty.
experience.
What happened?
Literally the most
Just
painful massage I've ever received in my entire life.
Like right before a race?
It was like
5 days out, maybe 4 days out. It was bad, and we hadn't had a massage before that for probably like 2 years. Like,
Damn.
so, but in Australia, I got pretty into having them, and I got like a pretty good sports massage, and maybe at times it was like a little bit tender. This guy that we both went to, like the week out from outdoor, it was an hour of pretty much like screaming on the bed.
I don't know if you want that right before a
no,
big race.
And I told him, and he was like, yeah,
man.
you'll be fine. I don't know how you were walking before this. Like, you're so tight. And I
Because you
couldn't
wanna
walk
be,
after.
you want to be tight, like going into like your biggest race of the season. That's funny.
Yeah.
It was so painful.
Yeah.
Like it was like to the point where he would rub you out so hard that like he would like pull your legs afterwards, and then like one leg would be like a little bit longer from
would
it,
notice it.
and then he would like do the other leg.
I
and the
feel
other
like
leg
he was
would be a
kind of
little
like,
bit longer.
no.
I feel like he was kind of like putting that on a bit though. Because
He
he
had
had a lot of
to.
like the same quotes that he used for us.
Yeah.
You were running before this? How were you walking? Like stuff like that. And we both had the
That's
same
just
story.
like his show. That's just
Yeah,
what he says
yeah.
to everyone.
Yeah.
Oh look, your leg's grown as he's like bending the other one in. Like, wow.
That's funny.
Yeah.
My final question about this type of stuff is, how do you feel about involving the camera in like your pre-race routine? Because that's kind of hard, because that kind of can make the anxiety jump to another level.
Like on race day,
Yeah.
generally now we don't really do a lot with it on race day. I try and like film, I don't know, maybe like a little bit of the trip, get like an interview with Jay, our coach, like a couple of days out or the day before. I'll like get an interview with Basten, and then he'll like film one of me sometimes like the day before. And then the day of, like if we've got a teammate there who can film some of warm up, like
Yeah, you just like
Just
give them
like-
the camera and let them do it.
yeah,
Not worry
but
about
generally
it.
like
we don't
before a race we never really speak to the camera anymore on race day.
Yeah.
Usually.
Smart.
We
Yeah.
we almost try to like just fuck around like all the time, including like on race day, 'cause I feel like that just calms us down, because we're both pretty like we both get really nervous.
Really?
I do get
We get really
Yeah,
nervous.
yeah.
Like
Wow.
I feel like we've had a couple warm ups there where like we just don't even say anything.
We'll
Like,
be
we-
jogging together, but just like pretty silent. Like,
We'll jog for 15 minutes
That's
and like
sweet, that's
2 words are
intense.
said.
Yeah.
Like
I love that.
yeah,
Dude, I haven't been that nervous in a while.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I gotta
Yeah,
get back to it.
yeah. I don't know. I can't help it. It's just like,
yeah.
I used to get really nervous when I was younger, but it's
Mm.
kind of like faded away a bit for me. I don't know.
yeah.
But it is what it is. But yeah, is there anything else you guys want to talk about? I feel like we've had a lovely conversation.
It's been good.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm
covered quite a lot.
Yeah.
What you got on for the
Yeah.
rest of the day? Nap time?
I'm not into naps. I'll probably play. I like to like.
Do you not nap?
No, I can't nap. I'm like, so I don't really like sleep. I don't fall asleep very easily. So napping is not like, it's not good for me, because then I can't fall asleep at night. And also I'm just the type of person who just like really likes being awake rather than asleep. So I like don't want to nap. So
Really?
my nap time is like watching YouTube or playing video games.
Oh,
which
yeah.
doesn't count, but I'm just like chilling. So,
Yeah. Oh, it's still good for you, isn't it?
Yeah.
Chill out.
Yeah.
Put the legs up.
So that's what I got on. But
Nice.
but yeah, I guess
I
that's
don't
it.
even know what we've got on. Spring break week.
Yeah,
Out
get
here
wild
in-
probably.
Don't know about that. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Stranger things have happened.
We could be convinced.
Yeah.
Who knows?
We
Who
got
knows?
a lengthy drive down to Denver basically, and then we'll see where the afternoon, evening, early hours of the morning take us.
Who knows? I mean,
Yeah.
only the real fans have made it this far into the podcast.
So it's probably like
It's
two
cool.
or three
Wait,
people.
it's cool.
Maybe the tattoo parlor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
We'll see
what
if he
happens.
could be convinced.
Yeah, probably, maybe.
Well, thanks a lot for coming on, guys.
Thank you for having
Yeah,
us.
It's been
thank
awesome
you.
to chat. Thanks for the long run this morning, but
Maybe next time we'll come on and Gus will be here.
I hope so.
Not Olli
That'd
or
be sick.
George, but
Just
Gus.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they want to say hello. Ollie and George. They say
Cool.
hi.
Oh, tell him hey.
Yeah, I'll tell them hey back
Oh,
next
nice.
episode. Next time I talk to them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
Make sure that's on camera. Yeah.
yeah, for sure.
Oh, that's sick though.
We gotta
Nice.
get you on ours
What's up,
too.
boys?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Cool.
Sounds good
Okay.
though. Thanks
Okay,
for having
perfect.
us.
No, that's episode 26. Thanks everyone for watching. See you next time.